The other screen, so we'll switch over to here. Hello! Uh, my name is Nick, and I'm part of the Triad Gamers here for another Triad Gamers stream here on the Triad Gamers. Gamers. I'm just gonna say gamers a lot more. I am doing Runeterra again tonight. Kind of seem to be switching off between Runeterra and Arena, just kind of seeing what people like and don't like. But specifically this time, because there is a new expansion that came out middle of last week with a new region and a lot of new champions and a lot of things that I have not looked at, which is why you all get to see me look at it now. I've been running around and I just haven't looked at as much. But the nice part is there is some nice there's some nice pre-constructed decks that are in the labs mode, and I'm going to kind of be playing with those to kind of get a sense of what's going on and what sort of things. I played one of the precons, which taught me that there's now ramp in Runeterra. That's news for me, but there was a really cool ramp deck. I'm probably going to come back to it if I'm not doing as well with the other ones, but definitely was enjoying that with my boy Trundle. But before I get into that, feel free to check out triadgamers.com for more information and fun other things, like a Buff Friends with Swords deck tech review. It's one of my commander decks that has come out recently, as well as videos of our previous streams and highlights if you don't have as much time to catch up on our almost month and a half of streaming at this point. So feel free to check those out when you get a chance. Otherwise, also feel free to connect with us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, with the handle at Triad Gamers. You'll be able to find us and talk a bit more. Otherwise, I put some commands in the title if you want to check them out. We're kind of trying some command stuff in, but specifically the last one is Legends of Runterra cards, because I don't know a lot of them, and I might use that to learn a little bit about them, kind of get that into chat in case people are watching. But in case I do know a card and it is something that is new to you, or you're new to Runeterra, feel free to type that in. Just the whole exclamation point LOR space card space, and then whatever card I mention. If it's close, you can kind of do it. So if it's something like I mention, of course now I blank on every single Runeterra card that exists. If I mention, the Puffcap Peddler, for instance, if you just put in Puffcap, it's probably going to find it, or at least it will say, hey, here are some options. It's actually, funny enough, run by MTGBot. They've put in some Runeterra stuff, I think, just because there isn't a Runeterra bot currently, and so they kind of went into that space, because there's not a ton of cards in Runeterra, so it's not too much to add in. But, if I were to do so, Cat Peddler, because that's all I can think of right now, it should come up with it, which it's not. So of course, as soon as I said that, it's not gonna say it. But we'll see if it picks it up here in a little bit, or I might be doing it wrong. Actually, I should check that MTGBot commands, because I might be typing in wrong, and that's just gonna be bad all stream if I do that wrong. Let's check that out. Gotcha, so it's no space. That's my problem. So let me fix that so people aren't confused later. There we go. And if I do that copy and I try it all again, because again, this is kind of a way that you can make sure that you are catching cards. Also, I'll have my overlay, so it's not terrible. But yep, that's what it will do. So it's 3 mana. It's a 3/3 unit. Whenever you cast a spell, we put some puff caps on random cards in the enemy deck. I actually like how it explains it. It's very nice on that. Very magic-y in terms of explanation, and that's why I enjoy it. But feel free to check that out and just to see what's going on. It should update in the title soon. There we go. I knew it was just taking a little bit for it to pick up on the stream. But so otherwise, like I said, in lab, of course, there is a standard gauntlet going. I think I actually have something going on right now, but I'll finish that up probably later tonight. And maybe we'll go back to it. But there is a Discover Targon labs mode. So they've been putting some modes in labs that they've been trying out, and this is just basically, here's some pre-made decks, packed with strategies that we say came out in Targon. Now, this is of course only the first expansion of the 3 in the whole set, so there may be more stuff coming out later. It might be bolstered by some cards later, become stronger. But here are some of the early strategies are going to come out from these new cards that they released. So there's kind of a friendship deck, which I think is the support deck. There's a lot more cards that support things, which is going to be pretty huge going forward. There's Crystalline Strength, which it's just basically there's gems and kind of a buff, kind of like what Freljord was doing before, but you're seeing a lot more kind of just buff up things. Blaze of Glory is probably a, oh gosh, what is it? It's a, what, Daybreak, there we go. I wanted to call it Sun's Rise or something, but Daybreak, where it's based on the first card you play each turn. Align the Stars is probably Celestial, which is Celestial and Dragons, so that's fun. Lurking Darkness is probably off of Nightfall, I presume? Yeah, off of Nightfall, which is if it's not the first card you've played each turn. So that's where kind of Diana and Leona, bitter enemies and lore, kind of do different things. They also were in the trailer, in case you didn't catch that. And then there's Star Ramp, which is the one I was talking about with Trundle. Oh my goodness, does it ramp you, and I did not know that was possible, or Runeterra would even go that direction, but me, as a fan of getting a lot of mana available to be able to do a lot of things, I'm a big fan of ramp. Played it a lot when it comes into standard or when it comes in different things. I have a Bant enchantment deck, for instance, in Commander that I play. That is very common to ramp up and get a lot of land on the battlefield. So, as you can see, there's also it does not copy any particular region set. So these are all from different region combinations, even including a mono Targon option right here. So this is just gonna be Targon, but yes, this could be the Dragon Celestials. I'm just gonna check what it says for this one. Yeah, these are Overwhelm, you know, Targon buffs to make your Noxus crazy enemies even stronger, which is scary. But yeah, and this one's support. Okay, I could have just looked at this and it would have said stuff, but why would I do that? But yeah, this is very scary. Yeah. So I'm thinking we're just gonna kind of play them in order at this point, because I don't really know much about these other 5 at all, except just the regions that they exist in. I do have a quest, I think. Yeah, I have a quest for playing Demacia, a lot of Shadow Isles stuff. So I'll probably play a lot of the Lurking Darkness eventually, so I want to skip to that at some point. But, you know, non-combat damage to foes is very common in Noxus, so it's very common in Ionia, so we can start there to get one of our particular things. But, like I said, if you have any questions, let me know. I might not know, just because I am learning a lot about Runeterra right now, but... Well, not about Runeterra. I'm learning a lot about Targon. But it's definitely something that is huge. And I just realized how loud this is, because Labs makes a little more noise than their standard, so I need to turn it down a little bit for tonight. So we're just going to do that quick before I forget. There we go. That should be a little better so you can hear me. And I can hear myself. So this seems a little late. I mean, I do like Pix. Pix is very fragile though, so this is gonna be a little rough. I don't think Arbiter is gonna be good because that's a reduction cost based on later. We can keep the rest though. We don't know how this deck works, so we probably are doing terribly. But we are playing against the ramp deck, so if we take a slower hand, that's not terrible. Because you're not playing against the same decks against each other. It's all kind of random which one you're playing. But we'll go ahead. We'll get Pix out because. We'll be able to put out Tyari the Traveler, which will be fun. Or actually, Flower Try I don't think is better for us because they get a buff for being supported, and Pix supports. So I think this combination is going to make a very early game threat for our opponent. And next turn we'll have a mana for Spirit's Refuge if we want. So. Yeah, and they're invoking. So what invoke is, by the way, is another keyword. Because they added a bunch of keywords in this one, which I was very excited because there wasn't many. But invoke just means you pick a celestial card out of 3. And basically that means that you are going to go ahead and somehow pick some card. Now, some of them are random, some of them are of certain values. But basically you're getting a card out of thin air. So this is why that kind of works very nicely. And especially the Celestial Dragon deck, but what is that? It's adorable! Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh. That is absolutely adorable, and I now want to play this deck. Oh, and this was what was created in the last one too. Oh, love it. Let's see, what's probably best? It's probably best just to, well, what, is that elusive? Yeah, it's elusive, so we don't have a way to block it. So it's probably best to get you out, and then we'll get out another Flower Child, and we'll try to kill them next turn.
Stop eating or no more walkies.
We're gonna see how this goes.
You're so hungry. Oh, don't get too close.
Yeah, because we're doing 10 damage by turn 4. This is a little ridiculous of a deck. Not gonna lie. And we don't even lose our support. Oh. That's so good. Oh my gosh. This deck is... We have an aggro deck apparently, and it's support, which is not what I would think playing support. Okay, this is the only issue, is that this card is very good, I've noticed, in Targon, because it's a heal. It's going to heal 7 over 3 turns, unless you even... They might even heal it to make it do more, but it's going to try to heal itself. It's going to try to heal the next... It's going to heal the next 3 times, and then it's going to deal damage to itself, which might remove it, basically. Interesting. Well, I don't even know what this is, but it's so cute.
Daylight warms the heart and lights the way.
It's probably best to get something out like Shen, just to push some stuff, because then we can use Stand United next turn. Let's go here, and here. They're probably going to have a combat trick, I presume. Yeah, they're gonna frostbite one of my Flower Child. Bye, Flower Child. Oh, so adorable. So it's gonna be all night. It's gonna be adorable cards.
Stand back. I sense an imbalance. So I go.
Guess we're going.
Can I do this in the right order? There we go. Because then it's gonna be cute. It's gonna support all the way. Oh, I love it. Look at all that support. Oh, I'm so glad they put more into this archetype. Seriously, it's so good. So good. Right now they're dying unless they block differently. Because they're not healing off of Trickster. Yeah, I'm like... Let's see, are we really sad if we lose this? Not really. I think Pix is better, so we're gonna do this. Let me get rid of their elusive then too. And we are almost leveled up Shen, which means that we're gonna get a lot of love here in a little bit. We also got rid of, we didn't get rid of their healer. They're gonna heal 3 next turn, but this is gonna be gone next turn. So they're just gonna have the 3/3 left. Oh my gosh, this is a crazy card. I love it. Cause how much support do we have? We have a lot of support. Well, they have another elusive. I don't want to put that out yet. I think I want to put out a 3/3 to kind of threaten them on doing anything in that case.
It is time.
They have a lot of elusives in the other one. Oh, I guess they didn't play an elusive. They played Golden Sister and it happened to summon Silver. Fair enough. Now, I believe the spell shield, yeah, that stays in there until something happens to it, so... We're gonna try this. This is gonna be interesting. Because we're gonna cascade some support. That's the plan.
Watch them run.
So we're gonna do this, into that, and that. No. Into this, into that. Yeah.
Brace yourselves.
They are under my protection.
And then all barriers are gonna get an extra damage to it too.
Oh, don't get too close.
And now they have to start blocking though. Oh, that card is so crazy. Because if you can get a support chain going, it's gonna keep giving +2/+2 down the way. Oh, they're gonna lose a lot here. Now they are a ramp deck, so they're probably okay with that, but oh my goodness. And I also have the Swole Squirrel, which is so good. I love it. Okay, so I want to play the Swole Squirrel because then I have Pale Cascade to play, and the Nightfall is going to draw me another card, so it's basically a free pump spell for 2 mana. Because that's what that means. Basically, I have to not play this first. So I have to hope they want to play something. Yes, okay. We can get rid of this. Maybe we can catch them off guard on something. Because basically, if they don't play a lot of stuff... Okay. No, that's interesting. They played that second. Because if they play that first, they would have gotten a card out of it. That's a little weird, but... let's go ahead... Wait, does that give +2/+2 indefinitely? Holy crap! Oh my goodness, that is even better than I thought! No wonder it's an epic card. So, to explain what's going on, basically this is going to grant +2/+2 not by round, indefinitely. That's why they're killing it, because they notice that. Now, I can easily go ahead and throw picks here. Actually, no, let's just throw this here, get the heal. And then we can't block that. Yeah, that seems fine. I mean, yeah, we're going to lose our epic card, but they're going to also lose a lot of their board. And I now have another Fuzzy Caretaker. And so I'm going to go a little nuts next turn. Just a smidge, just a little bit. Now, the only thing that's a little... Okay, I have Twin Disciplines, so this is fine. So we want the Swole Squirrel to be last. So let's go... But we also want to save picks, I think. So, because picks give +2/+1. Oh, that's just this round. These also support. Let's go ahead like this. And then you, and then Swole Squirrel, which is going to be a, yeah. Let's attack like that. And I think they're dead. Cause, well, no. Oh yeah, because I have spells that can make them dead. So I gotta see how they block first. And then I can play Twin Disciplines, which is going to make something stronger. Okay, they're going to Frostbite that. That's fine. But that tells me that they're not going to Frostbite something in a second here. When I go ahead and make that have extra damage. Okay. Because now they are officially dead. They will hit 0 before any healing or anything later. Not that it really made a difference, but wow, that is an aggro deck. Which is not what I expected from support. I expected support to be very kind of laid back and, you know, gain stuff, but no, oh, that was against the ramp deck. Yeah, that is an aggro, which is cool because we've seen our aggro strategies happen a lot, but we haven't seen something where the whole point is to get minions out to buff up. It's usually just like spells and instants and things. So having it where you almost you always want to get... You have to also figure out how you attack, and that's the thing. You can't just play it regularly. There is some strategy playoff. I do really like that support. Okay. That's cool. I do like that. That is very cool. I like that they made that deck, but I also just like that I only saw Shen. I didn't even see Lulu for the Targon portion, but if I remember, Lulu is kind of crazy with her card. Well, actually, let's check it. Let me put it in chat and see if... they have them in there. Yeah, so they don't have the Targon cards in there yet, which, to be fair, I don't blame them. It's a whole new set. It just came out less than a week ago. There was a lot of cards revealed. But just so you know, there's going to be some things that aren't going to be found, like this. So if that comes up, just let me know, and I can kind of show you. But Lulu's is... their support ally just becomes a 4/4. So we've kind of talked about picks, who we actually don't have one here, but we talked about picks before that we were just playing with, where that is, you know, give my support ally +2/+1 this round. But to be fair, it's also a 0/1. It's going to die really easily. It's not really great on that. But when you pair it with Lulu, that's going to be a 4/4, and then supporting something else. And if you notice, it's not asking Lulu to be supported, it's asking for support 3 times. Kind of like how Shen looks at 4 barriers, not necessarily that he gave, but just 4 barriers. In that last game, one attack got me 3 supports. So, and that apparently, you get a help picks, which I don't know what that is. Give an ally barrier or an enemy vulnerable, but cannot be cast in combat or in response to... Okay, so you have to do it, it's still burst, but you have to do it on a turn earlier, which, to be fair, you can burst and then attack. Yeah, you could burst this and then attack, so it'd still be your turn, but you can't do it in response, so you can't do it during combat, which I kind of get, because that would be hard to deal with if for 1 mana you just suddenly gave an enemy vulnerable during your combat, but or a barrier during combat. Usually you have to have a bit more for that. But let's see. Yeah, and then at that point it grows to a 5/5 this round. Now obviously it'll go back to normal, but being able to just create a unit into a 5/5 that then might also get support buffs, like with that epic card that we saw, which was, what was that? The Mountain Sojourner, I think? Let's check that out. Yeah, so that one, that also gives permanent buff, so you can consistently keep getting the permanent buff. That would make a 7/7 in a turn. Yeah, that gets very difficult to deal with, for sure. And then what was her spell? Lulu's Whimsy, which I love that they're basically bringing in all the spells that the champions have. Transform a follower into a 1/1 scroll and sounds it this round. Okay, so it's just this round, it sounds like. So maybe it turns back to it? I actually don't know how that works, because I don't know if that's a 1/1 scroll and silence this round means that it's just this round for both of it, or what's going on there. But being able to just make something a 1/1, because that can be in combat, you can get rid of something before it turns back very easily, which is kind of cool. Interesting. What are some of the other cards we have here? Fey Guide. When you play it, you grant an ally elusive. That's pretty good, especially when we're talking about picks and having the problem of it dying very easily. We saw that one. Young Witch, that's one we didn't see. Give my support ally quick attack and +1/+0 this round. That is really good too, because quick attack is deceptive and she's elusive, which means that she's gonna be very difficult to get rid of. Ooh, that's kind of nice. What else do we got? Okay, so they put Herald of Spring in, which is a lifesteal, or not lifesteal. Yeah, lifesteal. Why am I thinking it's not? But that's kind of cool, because that's one that has existed in Ionia previously, so this isn't new. Greenglade Duo, which would be really good because it's elusive, so it'd be really good to put some buffs on. What else do we got? And then we had the Arbiter of the Peak, which we put back. Basically, reduce my cost by 1 each time you target support allies. So that one we probably actually would have had almost a free card at that point if that came out. Now we had shuffled one of them back into the deck, so it was unlikely we were going to see it. But it's good to know that this is actually really easy to get down, kind of like the cast spells one that we have. By mid-game, you've probably done enough to make it a really cheap card, and a 6/6 with Overwhelm that you're going to be supporting is already really good, because I think that's really some of the little overwhelm that exists here. And if you're making big creatures, you kind of want them to overwhelm. That was part of the issue we started running into when they started chump blocking. Well, let's try out the Noxus Targon one, and again, let's do it without really looking at it. Let's just jump into it and see what we find, because you never know. Well, that's a lot of Darius right away, so let's put one of those back. But what are you? Oh my gosh, all the cards are so cute. Oh. And of course it was Zoe who caused all this ruckus, that sounds about right. Oh crap, I need to actually play the game. So we're playing against the Demacian one. so that's interesting. Look at Pale Cascade in here too. Okay, what does Gem do? I don't know what that does. Heal an ally and grant it +1/+0 indefinitely. That means, oh, that's... You probably want to get that down early. I mean, I like the 2/3 overwhelm, but I'm thinking this is going to be a lot better, especially to just get one strike off. Because if they don't put anything out, you know, it's also 3/1, which kind of eliminates their cards if they block. So it's kind of a hard thing for them to deal with. Oh my gosh, especially if I give it quick attack this when I do it in future attacks. Oh my goodness, that's a 3/1 with quick attack that's going to take out a lot. We already have a 3/1 with quick attack on a card, just not for that few of mana. I think it's a 3 cost. So I don't know what's taking them so long. But to be fair, new cards, you know, they probably don't know what's going on either. I mean, this set is less than a week old. It came out, I believe, last Wednesday is the official day it came out. So I mean, a lot of these cards people just don't know, you know. So the only thing I have a problem with is just now the thing. If you haven't seen Magic the Gathering, if you haven't seen this compared to Magic the Gathering Arena, you can see after the second one, which is much quicker, they've officially conceded. Basically, or I don't know if they've conceded actually. It's basically done. So it's gonna be quick now, which means I'll probably, you know, it's basically to try to speed up the game after, you know, one timeout instead of having multiple timeouts that could take a while, because there's not as many interactions in this game as there is Magic the Gathering Arena, because the arena's been, you know, Magic the Gathering's been going on for a while, so there's some more complex interactions, whereas this is pretty straightforward, and having the ability to kind of go back and forth like we do, it means that you kind of have time to do stuff. You're always playing, you don't, you know, lose track. But there are some crazy interactions I've seen, but not too much. But yeah, so this does allow, though, unlike, you know, Arena, where if you do DC, you still have a chance to come back in. It's just less likely that it would make sense to. Let's go ahead. Let's throw this out and then keep the 2 back. Yeah. Okay. So eventually they're going to timeout, but it gives you a little more time to get back compared to, you know, if you time out in Arena from disconnection or something. I also find this game quicker to get back into. But ooh, we got something new from the Targon area. So we didn't get to see that deck much, so we'll probably play it again here just to actually get a sense of what it does. But of course, with the new set, you get a new mastery track for Targon. So, and this one goes up to just this. I don't even know what that is, but I presume it's 25. Based on things 7, 8, 9, 10, 15. Oh no, it just goes up to 20 for now. But they're going to release more cards, which is why I think they're not going as far. But when it comes to other regions, there are some regions that got some new champions this time around. Because they are adding more champions to other regions. You know, they're not just saying, here's the region, it's done. So you're going to see some of these have 29. And those are the ones that got a new champion this time around. They might still get more in futures. It's going to be balanced out where they're all going to be the same eventually. But for now, Freljord and Ionia and Shadow Isles are the 3 that got them. It's probably going to be 2 and 2 next times to fill them up and more Targon, but we'll see. But basically that means that they have extra levels now as well. And you can kind of see 29, 29. I haven't done much in Shadow Isles, but we'll check out one of these when I'm a little further in. So you still have the kind of going to the Iona card back that was from Bilgewater, and you still can get these later ones. But now, instead of kind of, you know, it's just general cards, but now these are the specialty ones that come up later for Lulu, as we just saw. Or, let's see, it's Lulu, I believe Freljord is Trundle. Yeah, and then, what was the other one? Shadow Isles, oh, Nocturne, I believe, because he was with Nightfall, yeah. Yep, then there's Nocturne. So there was some that was released in other regions just to spice those regions up. They're going to constantly do that in the next 2 expansions. And then they'll be in a new area. So even though this is in Targon, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're only getting new Targon cards. You're getting cards all over the place. But knowing that, let's go back, and we have a capsule to open from Targon, because we're going to reach these a lot quicker because we're at the start of them. And you're going to see we have a lot less duplicates because we don't have these cards yet. We're kind of back learning new things again. So you have Moondreamer, that's 3/5 for 5, which usually isn't good, but when you play it, you invoke. So you're going to get a random Celestial card. So it's probably pretty good, even though it's just a common, because you're getting card advantage, and the invoke feature kind of gives you the choice, so you can at least have a card that's more oriented to what's going on generally, even though it is a random chance. We saw the Startled Stomper. We're going to possibly see them again here. We just haven't played with them much, but there could be some buffing up and support that comes with that. Gift Giver, which just means you get a gem, which we knew was heal an ally 1 and I don't remember exactly what the other one was, but basically a nice kind of ongoing feature. And then Lunari Priestess, which is a 2/1 for 3, which again is usually not good, but if you play it, yeah, so if you play it after another card your turn, so you have to play a card first in your round, and then play another one later. So it's actually more of a late game card than that, even than just turn 3. You get to invoke and get another card. Now, 2/1s are good for kind of blocking. I don't know how good that's going to be overall unless there's really something, unless it's using it with Nightfall strategies or things. This one might be a little rougher. But next is a champion capsule, so that's fun. We can get a champion card here in a little bit. Because we're starting to get up to the big chests and things, so hopefully we'll hit some of them. I mean, 2,000 experience, we probably can do that tonight, since we're going to start hitting some decks eventually that do stuff. But okay, so that other deck was the, just to remind me, the Daybreak deck, so we didn't see much of it, but that was the Demacian standard. Which probably makes sense. I mean, Demacia is mid-range, so you're trying to, and tempo, so you're trying to play constantly, and that would mean that you'd want to play out your mana as much as possible for a minion every turn, and get some Daybreak. But otherwise, we're playing against the Celestial Dragons now, the one with Aurelion Soul, which I've heard so much about Aurelion Soul being played, so I'm very curious what the awesomeness of it is. We have a Tarek this time, so we're going to see that, and that has to do with apparently target or support allies. Okay, so targeting. So actually, Ezreal Tarek might be a thing because that has targeting spells generally. So that's cool because I actually liked that bot lane a while back. But this seems fine. I mean, I don't know exactly if it's good or not, but Mentor of the Stones is crazy looking at it. It's also an epic card, so yeah, that's why I'd be looking at it. We'll put out a nice Startled Stomper. Oh, it makes the cutest noise. Nope, they're invoking. So it seems like turn 2 to hold the infinite is definitely what you want to have in your hand to play immediately, because you want to get that extra card and see what you get. But either way, I'm gonna throw an elephant at their face. You know, as you do, throw elephants at face. I think I want to play. Well, I might stun. We're gonna see. I have a few 3-drops. I really wish I could organize cards. That's the one thing about Runeterra that I wish they would fix, is that your cards are stuck in their hand the way they are. And in other card games, you can move them around, and I like to organize, because I've grew up playing cards, so. But, yeah, this is better late, because fill your hand, which means that it would go up to hand limit with this. Okay. Well, they're probably not playing a unit, so let's just get another Overwhelm out there. Then we can play Mentor the Stones and get some Overwhelm fun going next turn. Yeah, you know what, actually. Let's just attack like this. That's still 6 damage on the floor. And in a Noxious deck, there's probably a Decimate in here. So, oh, that's a 4/4 Fury. So Fury, for those that are new to here, whenever this kills a unit, it gets +1/+1. So it doesn't die nearly as easily as others, and so that's going to be a little rough. Which makes me think we're probably going to have to block it with something. Let's throw out Tarek, why not? Because he needs to see things happen with targeting. So we're probably going to use Whirling Death, though, to get rid of it. What is that? If you behold... Okay, so if you hold a Celestial card, because behold is just holding something, or have it in play. So they have a Celestial card, grant allies everywhere +2/+2. This is a good card. Refill your spell mana. Yeah, so this is what you play on turn 7. I don't think I can do anything with that, so... Okay. I think we're going to go ahead and... Oh, we might just lose something in the. You know, let's do this. They'll make them think I'm trying to trade here, which I kind of am, to be fair. I kind of want to make them think that, because then they will try and trade it, and I'll just have some fun. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna have Whirling Death still, so I think we can play Mentor of the Stones and get some support fun stuff going, because that's double support right there. Give me and a support ally tough this round. Copy the last spell you cast on only me this round onto that ally. Okay. So I could put Elixir of Wrath onto Tarek, and you would also give +3/+0 to whoever. Interesting. So I might want to do that just to get Mentor of the Stones into something. Oh, jeez. This is oof. Oof. Well, now we have to play this, because we have to stun that. Oh, it's a skill. No! There goes the shield. But... okay.
Celestial power. It's time to shine.
Let's try this. Let's see, does this persist? Yeah, this gives +2/+0 no matter, and persists. So we're gonna want to keep that. So we're going to instead have this strike that. And that's gonna Fury, but I think that's okay. And we're gonna basically try to eliminate that dragon, keep my mentor alive. This is gonna die, but I think that's okay because I have ways to chump it. Oh, this is getting difficult. This is a good matchup. Because I'm trying to aggro them down, but yeah, they're gonna start healing probably now, which is not gonna be good for me. Ooh. So this is worse than the Freljord version. And costs more. Right? Because wait, isn't it +4/+...
Sunlight
Oh, but this is indefinite. That's what Targon is messing with me. A lot of it actually is persistent buffs. So this one's +3/+3 ongoing, whereas the other one's just +4/+4 this round. So I think we're going to throw out a Mountain Goat, because we can get a gem and maybe heal something later, depending on how things go. Oh, that +2/+2 across the board is really hurting. Actually, I kind of hope they have more counter spells in the future, because this is going to be really gross otherwise. I can't cast both, I'm 1 mana short, so I have to do this. Kill their Fury Dragon, because I want that to go fast. Of course, I'm going to lose mine there, but I get a gem. And I think that's probably the best right now. This is this turn, right? You cast me this round. Okay. Yeah, we still want to do this, though. And just keep 3 mana then.
Oh, floating
We have some spells, so we can kind of do that.
Back, heretic.
And I think we're okay losing Mentor the Stones. Yeah, that's gonna get me a bunch of gems, so I'm okay with that. I also have the Blessing of Targon as backup if I have to use it. I'm trying not to because I'd rather do Shards of the Mountain, but... We're also really close to leveling up Tarek.
Daylight warms the heart and lights the way.
Level up Tarek.
There is nowhere left.
So those gems are good mostly to get Tarek to level up, I've noticed. And actually I'm thinking that's going to be really good in an Ezreal deck, because that's a lot of... Well, no, you're not... No, that's targeting enemies. Never mind, Ezreal's not as good on that one, but... So... But maybe on a Fizz deck or something. Let's just get a bunch of gems.
A little something from Targon.
Oh, there's a lot of buffs in Targon. Oh, crap. Well, I have to remove some stuff in my hand here, so... Because otherwise I'm not going to draw enough cards. Ooh. This must be a new card they added to this one. I don't remember this one. Does it say anywhere? I actually don't see it says anywhere. But I don't remember this card at all. Unless it's just getting played. Oh, that's an Aurelion Soul. That's a 14/14.
Your arrogance is impressive.
That's not gonna go well. So if I play that, it'll get rid of the spell shield. I don't think it's gonna do a whole lot. I don't like using that against that, but I only have ally spells right now. Well, let's done this. Because then at least, if I don't block the 14/14, they can't cheese it into something. Because I think it blocks... Oh no, any spell, yep. Let's take the damage. Let's just cast a ton of spells, shall we? We're going to keep the Blessing of Targon because we're hoping to actually use it on the Startled Stomper, because we're actually kind of hoping to get rid of Aurelion Soul next turn. Let's do one more. Because basically, yeah, we can use Blessing of Targon. That is now a 14/3 Startled Stomper that can't take damage. Yeah, let's try that out. Now they're going to get a free card because that's what Aurelion Soul does.
Now they'll pay attention.
We're going to play this on you.
Crystallizes. Shatter them.
And that's going to copy that spell onto there. It's going to be a 14/6. They have to block with Aurelion Soul.
Abject failure. But
Yeah, I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa now. What? And I'm okay with this, because I'm okay losing the Startled Stomper at this point if it trades for an Aurelion Soul. Oh, it doesn't take damage! Oh my gosh, that's so good! Oh. Oh, they have another Aurelion Soul. Okay, well. What am I supposed to do about that? Come on.
No
I mean, I guess it's their whole turn, so... But I am going to bring out a Darius now. Because that just seems good.
handle this myself. Must give you more fangs.
Yeah, I'm good. Because now they kind of have to answer my threat. They don't have enough to level up Aurelion Soul yet. If they can level up Aurelion Soul and make their Celestials cost 0, I'm probably in trouble, I'm gonna be honest. Deal 15 to all enemies, cost 2 less for each dragon or celestial you have. Okay, so because they have 2 dragon celestial, it's actually an 11 cost spell. Oh, so you can't actually cast this normally, you have to have something out. Okay, but they're gonna deal 15 to each. Yeah, I think that's a surrender then for me. I didn't even know that card existed! But, oh my goodness, does it make a difference.
Outrageous.
Wow, that deck is really strong. I'm not gonna lie. I was like 1 turn off, oh my goodness. Well, we played that deck out. Don't think it's my cup of tea, just it seems to outpace, it seems to get outpaced by other decks, like either not fast enough for this, not slow enough for this, or this. So, I see what they're going with it. I don't think it has the support currently it needs, or it just this isn't as aggro as it needs to be. So let's see what we didn't see. I still don't. Is Apprehend? Yeah, no, Apprehend is not from this. That's right. Call them out. So they did add this actually for this set, so that's cool. For this expansion. Some less vigor, which we apparently can't seem to draw because I haven't seen it at all. We saw Whirling Death, Charge of the Mountain. We saw a lot of these cards actually. Trifarian Assessor, I get it. There's a lot of high power kind of shenanigans happening, so I get why this is happening. And then yeah, we saw Darius, so we actually saw a lot of the cards in that. We made a nice varied play of it. But let's check out here. Do I have other cards? I want to try the Bilgewater card back actually. Also curious why they have just that emote, so. And then let's put Wink down here, because what do I usually have? Oh, well played, that's right. What do I not use all that much? Sad Poro, let's put well played. Let's put that over there and well played here. I do like Wink, I got that from the last festival, so I do enjoy that. And let's try out the Daybreak one. I don't think we had the DC, that's the one we played against the disconnected player. So let's try this out, see what it's like, and go from there. There we go. Sorry, I'm just fixing something. Oh, this is not bad. Because I'm gonna play these first for sure, and that's gonna be a 3/3 immediately on the attack. That is not bad. That actually matches the Plunder one. Except this one's better, because you will get it turn 1 no matter what. Oh, I love the effects of Daybreak, so it like goes away when you don't have it. Oh, that's so good. I really like what they did with this. Ooh, and so this is big to activate all of them, so you want to have Daybreak things out. Okay, so here's that young witch, because yeah, we're playing against the first one we played against. I don't think I can really do much to it, so it's gonna hit me for 1 no matter what, because yeah, that's not gonna do it. So we're gonna put out War Chiefs, and then next turn kind of get a 3/3 plus a 2/3, which is just gonna be really good. Maybe we'll play Solari Soldier, I don't know. Maybe we'll... Well, let's just do this, why not? This seems good. Because it also gets me a card back, because I draw another one. And that's going to be a 4/5 then with Overwhelm? Just this round, of course, because that's last one they didn't have any of the permanent buffs, but still pretty good. Yeah, because wow, I got him half health already. Targon's definitely bringing some better aggro strategies for sure with this Daybreak Nightfall stuff. With Daybreak and with the extra support mechanics, because support was never a big thing as a concept by itself. It was always just, okay, yeah, why not? But now it's really kind of doing something. Not gonna lie, this is pretty cool. So we can stun that, which I think is pretty good, because then they have to use picks. So we're gonna do that.
The dawn has arrived.
Carry her light across
Oh,
the
I love how they did Solar Flare on this card. It looks so
The sun's
cool.
holy light.
All of these look really cool, like the way they did the art style, and it really seems distinct. Like I can tell this is a Daybreak feeling card. I can tell this is older. I can tell this is still Daybreak just by the color schemes. It's really cool. Yeah, I don't think they're gonna want to attack, but I mean they can. Wait, didn't I stun? Stun the strongest enemy. I thought I stunned something. Didn't I?
Daylight is unrelenting, but not eternal.
Shouldn't one of these be? Oh, because it hit the 1-2 and it had a skill. It has the skill whatever. I can't think of it. Where it basically blocks a thing. That's why. This feels like a trap, but at the same time, I don't see how this is gonna be a huge issue. So we're gonna put this in front of here and this in front of here, I think. It feels weird. I guess they're trying to just activate their Lulu, but like, what happens when I do this? Daybreaker, when you activate a Daybreak, stun the strongest enemy. Okay. So if I do this, this is actually going to stun Lulu. Yeah, I like it. Let's do this. It'll activate Daybreak. Yeah, let's do it. Let's try to kill him early. So this is going to do Daybreak, which is going to
Sunlight
level up
burns in our
Leona.
weapons.
So it's going to make her stronger.
I am the bulwark against darkness.
It's going to give her +2/+2, which is also going to make her stronger. It's going to give this thing +2/+2. And another +1/+1. And it's going to Solar Flare onto... Oh my goodness. So Daybreak is like the combo creature one, which is interesting. It's not what I actually thought of when I first looked at this. So we're going to do this, followed by this, followed by that, because we want this to get the extra +1/+1 because it's Overwhelm. And let's do it! Because right now they're facing good game, right? I think they forgot what Overwhelm means.
Everlasting.
They actually would have blocked the Leona. I think they would block more damage. So that was a little. That must have been a mistake where they just didn't think I had lethal. I like the Daybreak deck though. It is very tempo. It is very in your face. Like, oh my goodness. I actually want to play it again. I'm gonna play it again. I don't care. I know I said I only was playing him once. A good run through first, but no, that was fun. I like this archetype a lot. Which is not shocking, because I'm a support main when I play League of Legends, and it seems like the Lulu deck I loved the, I'm loving the Leona deck, like, seems like all the things that generally are supporty I'm enjoying, which is funny, because in Runeterra that translates to I'm gonna aggro your face off. But, I mean, to be fair, I guess I also aggro their face off when I'm a support and other things. This is not as strong early. I don't think this is something we really care about right now. We might come back to that. I think the rest is okay as long as we get another follower, and we didn't, because why would we get another one? But we're just gonna have the War Chiefs for a little bit here, unless we draw the 1 mana one. No, okay. But Leona and Garen together are gonna be interesting. I don't know how they don't really have much in common, but you know. But we'll see. I got some good spells to kind of have some fun. Oh, wait. They're playing Mono Targon and there's a Daybreak in there? I didn't even realize that. That is a chonky Daybreak, but it's gonna go down here in a little bit. So I just can't attack now. I need to let that go down. So it's only a 3-2 instead of a 3-6. Oh, Startled Stomper. So cute. Shuffle the 5. What are the 5 messengers? Or 5 the messengers. Oh! That's so cute! It's a pug! I love it in the lore, the pug is the messenger, because that's just so cute and so wholesome. But yeah, so you just get a bunch of 2-mana 2/2s that also draw you 1 card when you summon them. That is a really good for a 1-mana burst spell, but yeah, I guess they're just in your deck, so, you know, it's not like it's huge, but... Let's play out Startled Stomper, just to put some extra pressure on them wanting to attack. Yeah, I didn't think they'd want to, and I'd rather save some spell mana for some of this stuff, so that's even better. You know what? Let's just throw out Leona. We have some spell mana to kind of control the board here in a little bit. We want to play Garen next turn anyway, and so that's gonna stun the 3/2. The only issue I have with the Solar Flare is that it looks like it's giving it barrier. I noticed that earlier. So let's go ahead, let's do this, that, and this. Yeah. Because they don't have any mana, so I can actually do single combat, get rid of the dragon if they, you know, I can do it right now, but I'd rather have them select where they're putting stuff and then realize that they're going to lose more. This is going to make Leona a 4/2, but she's not blocked, that's why I'm not as worried about doing this. Because I can also just put a nice Zenith Blade on her, put Sunblessed Vigor in the future. It's their attack. They are kind of in a bind now. So, I can Zenith Blade and kind of get, I don't know, probably the Leona stronger. Ooh, Celestial cards cost 1 less. So this is kind of a Celestial Lord, as we call it in Magic terms. And it also, oh, and this is why you play in this deck, because if there's a Targon on the unit on the top of the deck, so we know there's a Targon one there, it's going to invoke and get a Celestial card, which is even better. So that is really good. Yeah, I think we're just going to Zenith Blade here. That's going to leave up 2 spell mana for one of our spells. And it's going to make Leona more of a threat to them, because it's going to be a 4/4, which means it can block safely. It also is just another Daybreak. We need to get more Daybreak things going, because we need to level up Leona so that we can start stunning a lot of stuff using Daybreak cards. Oh, I shouldn't say a lot. You can only Daybreak once per round, but, you know, except for that one card that, you know, activates them all another time, but generally you're only going to Daybreak once per round, so... Oh, why did... Oh, I was on the timer. I thought they were on the timer. Oof, whoops. Look, I got another Zenith Blade, so I can do it again. Oops, so that's... It's usually 1 mana, it costs 0 because of that, and it's a 4/1 over... That's... I think that's a great time to take that out. We're gonna do this before combat, so we don't get 2 extra damage. And I'd rather use that to take it out, because then they don't have the combat strength. Yep, see, because then they're not even attacking. Okay, so I have 6 mana now. And let's just attack, because that's gonna be a 5/5 then.
No one goes hungry.
I can kind of cheese them in combat, get them down to 10. And then just play another Zenith Blade. Maybe I'll put this one on the War Chiefs. Ooh, I don't have any way to deal with that. So yeah, they're gonna kill my Leona. But that's fine, because guess what? I just play the next Leona. Yes, it's weaker, but, you know, still have a Leona. Grant it +2/+0 and spell. That's fair. That is a crazy card though. What was that? Moonglow? Oh, it's a slow though. Okay, that makes sense. Grant it +0/+2 and spell shield. Yeah, that would have to be a slow effect. Otherwise, that card would be bonkers. and played in everything, even at fast. I mean, well, let's get rid of this. It's another Daybreak effect, and so the reason this works is it's going to silence it first, and then deal 6 damage to it. Wait, what? It's not... Instead, silence it this round and deal 6 to it. That should have silenced it.
Sunlight blinds,
Why
while
didn't it?
moonlight reveals.
What? Daybreak, instead silence it this round and deal 6. Yeah, that should have gotten rid of the spell shield. Unless it just, because it saw it as a spell, it did it. That's just, which is absolutely bonkers weird, but okay. Well, let's just get an 8-7 then. We're just gonna level up Leona.
I am the bulwark against darkness.
They're gonna kill something, I'm sure. Oh yeah, obliterate it. Fair enough.
Feel the sizzle!
You know what? No, I think I'm actually gonna go ahead and do this to make sure I can keep that. Because that's gonna make sure my war chief stays alive in this next turn. Because they don't have much that can block this except for the Lord, so...
Not stray.
Yeah, right now I'm still dealing 6 from here. I mean, they're down to 4, which is pretty dangerous to be in, actually. Especially because we're pretty even on cards. Especially when they slam down a Garen, because they had to have used much of their removal at this point. Ooh, Star Shaping. So this one makes a very expensive Celestial card and then heals the Nexus or an ally 5, which I'm amazed they didn't heal the Mountain Scryer, even though it would have been full, but... Oh gosh, they're gonna start drawing like crazy now. I think we're first gonna do this, because that's gonna do a lot of damage as a Daybreak. Yeah, I wouldn't have wasted that card at 6 damage if I would have known that it didn't actually get rid of the spell shield. But... let's throw out a Garen now. So if they attack into me, I can get the Garen leveled up next turn. And then that. Give an ally challenger. Oh, let's give the Garen that's a 5/5 regenerate. That seems good. Let's do this. We'll have some fun. And give everything +2/+2. And we're going to fire off some Daybreak effects, which is going to buff some stuff up even more. Fill your hand with random fleeting celestial cards. Refill your spell mana. Oh wait, refill your mana? Wait, whoa, 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 whoa. Yeah, refill your full mana, so you get 13 mana from this, but a bunch of fleeting cards. That's crazy. Oh, well they just, like, they just died, didn't they? Wait, how much can they block? So, at most they could block, let's say 1 from here, and then 8 from... Yeah, they're dead. Oh, it doesn't have Challenger all the time. Oh, well. Well, let's just go ahead then and... oh, wait, let's do this. Because if they're going to kill my Garen, I'm going to make sure that my Garen is nice and big.
No one goes hungry.
We're going to see what they want to do combat. I presumed that, because the Overwhelm is... that's going to block a lot more of the Overwhelm. That also has Overwhelm, so...
You were misguided.
But... fair enough. I mean, I'm okay to have it lose a 14/8 dragon. And I keep a lot of my cards. Yeah, that clears their board, and I keep most of mine. So, unless they have a lot of Celestial cards in there that are cheap, they honestly are going to have a very rough time. Because they can draw all the cards they want, but they still have to deal with my Overwhelm. And the Garen about to level up. Oh yeah, and a Sunburst card here. That'll do it. I mean, this is an Aurelion Soul deck. If they can put Aurelion Soul down here with their mana, they're in really good shape. They can't level it up yet, but they are in good shape. Oop, no Aurelion Soul. They don't have enough mana anymore. I'm not going to play Sunburst until I see a better target for it. Wow, that's a good card.
Devotion for battle.
No mercy for heretics.
I'll take 4. I mean, I have full health at this point. That way I can get rid of some of their stuff. Yeah, let's do this now, actually. Because that's going to go ahead, get rid of one of them. And if I have a buff for one of these in the next round, I can really start wreaking some havoc.
Not a hair out of place.
They have to block, they have to trade. Fair enough, they're just going to heal themselves. But, okay. We're going to see them play something, which is why I did it this way. Okay, so I need something that's going to get rid of that. Okay, let's see. What do we got? Let's play another thing that's going to invoke. So I just need to be getting cards now. I'm going to start triggering this. This one's not bad, but it's not going to fix our situation. And I'm not, yeah. So I might as well grab it though, because the other one I can't use anyway. So. I love I'm getting all these celestials suddenly. Celestial stuff, and I'm like, I haven't been getting that all game. Oh, there's Aurelion Soul. That's not good. Because that is at 17 of 20 right now. Let's see what I can find. Yeah, Falling Comet seems pretty good. Now, even though they have Fury, let's see, what is this? Yeah, they create a dragon in hand. So I'm gonna do this. I don't want to take the 10. I'm okay taking the 5, but leaving, yeah, at 18 is not bad. Because then what I can do is I can obliterate. Actually, let's go ahead. They already attacked. Let's do this. Because that allows me to do Falling Comet this turn anyway, because I get my spell mana back. And that's going to allow me to get through some damage next turn, if I want. Come on, give me something that buffs, like a Fury or something.
I do love an audience.
I'm gonna do this. Unfortunately, if they play anything, it's gonna mean that they can block, but oh, that's an 18-7. Wow, that's a good card. Whew. These cards are getting new heights for sure. And this has oh, this is Spell Shield and Overwhelm. Okay, I thought that was Fury for a second. I was gonna be very scared, but I think we have to survive. Like, if we attack now, we're just gonna lose to minions, and we're not gonna be able to block them well enough. So I don't think we win either way, but let's just see what they do with this Aurelion Soul having 0 cost Celestial cards that they're creating every round. Oh my gosh. Oh yeah, I'm sorry, Startled Stomper. I don't think you're gonna be winning us this game. Yeah, so I'm gonna surrender. They have gotten to late game. The problem with the Aurelion Soul deck is I know Aurelion Soul is gonna be nerfed in some way, or something's gonna be nerfed, because this is a lot like the Anivia decks, where if you got to late game, there was no winning against it. No winning against it, sorry. They would always win. There's no playing against it. Once you get to that Aurelion Soul point, there's not much you can do currently, and I think it's kind of rough, but let me try this deck one more time. No, wait, no. Well, let's play the Aurelion Soul deck. That seems like a good play. See what we can find. Because at this point, I think that's what we gotta do. Ooh, Messenger Sigil on turn 1 is not gonna suck, especially because we're not attacking. So yeah, let's keep that. I like that's basically like a runic stone of some sort that's basically invoking pug messengers, because that's the cute lore of Runeterra for sure. Yeah, we got some good stuff. We got some stuff that really is going to help us slow down the game too, which is nice. They're playing the Nightfall, is it Nightfall deck? I can't remember. Yeah, Nightfall. That's pretty good though, because basically it makes a unit cheaper and you can use spell mana on it. So it's basically using 1 spell mana for a creature. So it's not bad, but we're going to burst here. We're going to put a bunch of messengers in our deck.
It's our time.
Because why not? And yeah, they get 2 damage on us. We have some heal effects, so I'm not too worried, but speaking of heal effects, yeah, let's put this out, why not? They can't block with a 2-1, so, well, they can try, but the thing is, if they do that, I'm just gonna heal it, so I'm good. Ooh, I got an Aurelion Soul in hand, that's good, that's good.
Their scent travels on the night air.
Wait, so what did they play? What was that? Dusk, but okay, so yeah, so they basically use 1 spell mana to play this. Because that's all it does. It's 1 mana to then play something. Oh, it also triggers Nightfall, I guess, because you played something beforehand, so that's why it's elusive. Yeah, we'll just pass then. But they're gonna attack me. Let's be honest here. They're gonna attack me. You wouldn't do that on purpose without that kind of thing. So
Invisible to the
let's see. Did they just play 2 of them? Oh my god, they just played 2 of them. That's where Nightfall I think is gonna be strong. Is that Daybreak you can only do on the first one there, but Nightfall you can continually trigger cards with. Yeah, we're just gonna pass. I mean, yep, it's not gonna let me do it, so I can't block. So I'm just gonna have to kind of heal through the pain at this point, which gets me a messenger, so that's not bad. I also can do Star Shaping next turn, or the turn after, basically to try and mitigate some of this damage. Ooh, I got some more invoking stuff.
These jewels are more than mere trinkets.
But, I mean, basically at this point what I'm trying to do is keep some spell mana, because they're going to try and aggro me out, basically. Oh, that's +2/+0 indefinitely? That is a good card. I'm actually pretty excited to play this Nightfall deck. I'm looking at this and seeing some of the crazy stuff they're doing. Pretty cool. This is not one, this is another one that I just didn't think would be crazy good, but I'm starting to second guess that a little bit.
Sapphire.
So we're gonna make that stronger, fair enough. Ooh, interesting. Huh. Well, Living Legends is a really good card, but I don't know if we're getting there. I think we need Meteor Shower, because we need to start getting some removal for this board that's just overwhelming us. Why does it still think this is Sunburst? Or Daybreak? That's a glitch right there. Well, we have to block here, because of that one. And I think that's kind of where we, cause yeah, well, I mean, we can stop some of the damage there if we want. Yeah, let's do that. I don't think we're attacking with the Stomper anytime soon, so. Okay, so they're just gonna kill this basically, but it'll create a random Nightfall card in hand for them, so that's pretty good. But yeah, we can definitely get rid of a couple things here. I think that's what we're gonna have to do. Let's invoke first though, just in case we find something better. I think I just need things, yeah, I need big minions, followers things, because that's gonna be the best for me. But I'm more just trying to slow the bleeding at this point, because that's all I can do. But ooh, they also have messengers now, nice. And Nocturne, which Nocturne is probably what I'm gonna, well, because yeah, Nocturne has Fearsome. When you play Unique event, okay. Yeah, we're definitely gonna do 4 to you and 1 to you, and like I said, try to stem some of this bleeding, because Nocturne's gonna be too good for against our deck. They're gonna get in 5 damage anyway, maybe more if they have some gems, but this will be blocked, which is nice.
Mother Moon veil.
Oh my gosh, they have so much damage. I have to pass, and I have to hope that I can do something about that. I can burst the healing. Okay, so that's at least nice. I can do a burst here and get 5 into my Nexus right away. So if they try to attack directly out, thinking that will do something, then at least I have the option of that.
This world will know darkness.
Yeah, let's do this, because then we have another blocker. We can't block the Nocturne right now, which is probably part of our issue, but let's see, wait, that's 9, another 4 is 13. Okay, so we're gonna go down to 1. Oh wait, no, everything has Fearsome. Oh, no. No, I didn't realize that. Oh, I should have invoked and looked for something better, because none of these can do anything. Well, let's see if we can find something. Yeah, we'll just take that and we'll surrender. This is why you read cards from new stuff. Oh my goodness. So Nightfall's another really aggro deck type archetype though. To the point of like, that was really good against Light in the Stars, which sucked because of course we couldn't get that with these ones. We couldn't get that deck, which was aggro, and deal with it, but let's try one more time, because again, I've seen it go really well. I've actually played against an Aurelion Sol in regular play at this point, not just these labs, because it's just really good. I think I just had a bad deck matchup where the Nightfall people went crazy with their elusives. I couldn't get my removal out fast enough. They happened to draw a second Nocturne in all of their cards. Like, okay, we're gonna replace that, because that's gonna take a while. These seem fine, so let's do this. White Flame Protector seems very good. And I know it's just a 4/4 for 4, but like the fact that it can basically block infinitely, like 1/1s and 1/2s and stuff, and just keep growing, is really good. Ooh, and that's a good. I also really like this card. I mean, the fact that you can stun 2 things constantly, and it has Fury, so it doesn't die very easily, is just very good. Okay, let's do this. It has Daybreak. Might as well, you know, trigger the Daybreak, get a 3/6 for a turn, attack them. The Startled Stomper would have only been 2 and could have possibly not attacked if they got out something really strong here from the Trundle deck, so. Well, I'm still gonna attack you. Like. Because duh. I mean, they're probably gonna kill that, but. Okay, can we invoke? We can't do the invoke this turn, so I think it's better to do Startled Stomper. And keep the Guiding Touch, in case I need to heal, otherwise it just sits in there. They're probably gonna kill this, yeah, the 3/2. Which, yeah, that's fine. I mean, I still have more stuff on the board, so I'll just keep the 2 for Guiding Touch later. Let's throw out White Flame Protector, because this one is going to be really good against some O2s. Yeah, let's just do this, why not? They're probably going to block the 1/1, but if they do that I get more damage through, so... Fair enough. They're not actually blocking that, interesting. I guess this way they can get extra mana constantly, so this is really good for them. They're gonna get 2 mana gems this round. And this is where I said ramp. This card is bonkers for a common, because in the ramp decks you constantly have an 8 plus cost card.
King of Trolls coming through.
And this way, worst case you play the Trundle turn 5 and now you have it. Because you create an 8 cost card, and it's just absolutely bonkers. Let's see, 5 mana. Don't really care about healing. Let's go with Fused Firebrand, because I think that's going to be pretty big to have for next turn. Otherwise I don't think we're going to attack in. Yeah, because if I attack with the 4/4, it's just going to go away, but this way, at least this would... They probably thought I had a combat trick, which, funny enough, totally didn't, but we're going to pretend on that. Yep, and then when they play Ice Pillar, which, as you saw, they played the next turn, because of how they were playing it, Trundle just levels up, and basically it just gets, you know, pretty basic level up. It basically just gets extra damage for each 8 cost card you have, but you generally build the deck with a lot of 8 cost cards, and we'll see that in a bit. Let's do this, because that gets us a Nightfall trigger.
Who would face me?
Trigger, 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 trigger. Let's see what we can find. Granting everything +2/+2 feels really good right now. I can't do it yet, but I think that would be really good to put, because they can't see what I grabbed, which is nice. So I can grab the slow card, and if they don't attack immediately, what does that do? Oh, it just gives it vulnerable. They don't attack immediately, I get much stronger minions, but nope, they're gonna attack right away. Why are they attacking with these? Yeah, I'm like, that seems a little weird, but you know, whatever floats your boat, I guess. These are both overwhelmed, which means currently I'm almost dead from this, which is crazy. I don't think the 4/4 is really going to do much, so I'd rather throw that in front of Trundle. And then let's throw a 2/3 in front of here and block as much damage as we can. We want to keep this here until we get the next, basically just the next stuff. Am I dead? Wait. That's 13 and 5 is 18? Okay. I'll take 18 damage in 1 turn. Oh. Well, let's heal a little bit, shall we? And draw something. Let's do some healing, shall we?
Leave your bags in the door.
Oh, I have to hold a Celestial. Interesting. So yeah, I don't have one currently. So let's go ahead and I still think I need to heal. Let's do this. Oh, heal an ally and your Nexus. I didn't even count that. Okay. Well, let's go ahead and pull out the Lord, which is going to make them cheaper. Let's do this, because next turn I can do that then. And yeah, let's invoke again. Get some lifesteal.
What did the stars reveal, Mother Moon?
Wait, that if I silence that, he'll just die, won't he? Well, that seems good. Let's do that. See if we can't do something here. Just feels good. Only problem is we probably should have stunned them and then did that later, but what would I'm pretty sure I'm dead anyways, because this is gonna keep getting bigger and bigger, and I have no way to deal with it right now. But it's worth a shot. I mean,
Sunlight guide you, my brethren. None are lost. They only await the dawn.
oh, it's not Daybreak Clips. I am just making all sorts of mistakes, which is why I think people should watch me, because then they don't make the same mistakes. Like putting out something that's definitely a Daybreak card that just wasted 3 mana for me. Oh my. Yeah, this Daybreak, I feel like, again, this is another one of those ones that it's just, yeah, see, they're just going to start picking me off one by one, and it's just not going to go well. Well, let's see what I can get with the Living Legends burst next turn. I don't think it's going to go well, but... Wait. If I get Sunburst, that would have been really good, because that would have actually almost killed Trundle and gotten rid of all the buffs that they've gotten. They're attacking with everything because they know that I'm probably dead. But, let's try this. First do that. Yeah, everything's slow. We're gonna put that in front of there, we're gonna put that there, that there, that there. We're going to make that cheaper, we're gonna make it cheaper, and we're gonna block and say good game. But I can't because I haven't changed my emotes in each of these decks, because they're only gonna be around for a little bit, so I'm not as worried. But really, you're gonna frostbite the enemy? Come on, come on, really? That was, they got their Trundle out and I couldn't deal with it in time, which I misplayed some mana, which didn't help, but you know, what can you do? Okay, so apparently I'm not good at the Aurelion Soul deck, at least. Or the Nightfall. Well, that wasn't the Nightfall deck, was it? What was that? Wait. Was that? Was that the Nightfall deck? I don't think so, actually. That was just... Yeah, that... Oh, this one has Vengeance in it. I like it already. That was just the Targon, mono Targon, which I think I have a problem just with mono regions at this point, just because you don't have enough variety to deal with the other decks. And maybe mono Targon in regular play isn't as bad, but when you kind of do the pre-con level set, it doesn't seem as good. Just to get to the end game, you kind of need some delay tactics, like some Freljord or some Ionia or something to get you there, but... Yeah, let's keep this. This doesn't seem too bad. I got a 1-drop. I can get out Nocturne quicker. I can get Diana out quicker. Holy crap. I can get a Nightfall trigger off of it. On an attack round. That's even better.
Their scent travels on the night air.
Find your own light within the darkness.
So I can challenge whatever they want to put out. Which they don't, so we're just going to go ahead and attack. But I got a Nightfall trigger already on turn 2, so that's pretty good. Especially because usually I'm not going to get it, but... Oh, is this a... Yeah, it's another ramp one. See, a lot of people like the ramp decks, and I actually do really enjoy it too. Because you can really have some fun with it. And even if you don't have... Like they didn't, but you know, even if they don't have that card yet, they're going to have an A+ card eventually. So putting this out isn't terrible in this current area, but... I can't do Nightfall because I have 3 Nocturnes in hand, but we'll go ahead and at least make it where none of them can block stuff. This has, oh, this has quick attack. I didn't even know this Diana does. It makes sense, but wow, that's pretty crazy. Wow. Okay. Wow, that was good. That cleared out Wait. They're more afraid of... Okay.
It's our time.
Not so sure about the choice they made there, but I
Heretic.
would think they'd want to kill the Nocturne, but I guess they were more scared of the Diana going off, I guess. But I'd be more scared of the Nocturne. The Nocturne has a crazy ability. Yeah, that seems fine. Trade there, and get a 5 damage in. And end the round. Like, I know this is probably pretty good to get out, but not quite.
I make shepherding look easy.
Yeah, I hate to put it out, but I need more. Nightfall enemies to attack with, basically. I really still can't defend, so let's just attack. Then I can always do this twice. They're gonna invoke to try to find something, fair enough. Okay, they're just gonna take 7. I'm not gonna be mad about that in the slightest. I mean, they gotta get to that level at some point. We're not gonna trigger Nightfall. I hate putting more of these out, but I'm kind of liking just the idea of having some fearsome that they can't block. And obviously can still block there, but let's just activate another Nightfall for Diana if we get that in the future. They're gonna be like, why are they doing that? But honestly, I just want 1, the card, 2, to play something that's Nightfall to actually trigger some more stuff. Yeah. And I just also didn't want to waste the mana.
The light of my star warms the heavens.
Be brave.
We can get an elusive Lunari Shadestalker out. Because I don't think... Oh, this is just... Oh yeah, that's right. This is just +2/+0 indefinitely. Which is just really good. Because they can't really block as much. Let's do that. But yeah, Diana, they probably knew I could trigger off pretty quickly.
My light shines.
We're gonna block there. We're gonna block here. Yeah, that's good. They're gonna heal back to full, and we're gonna go down a bit, but I think that's still best. So, other allies have fearsome. So I don't need to give this fearsome, so I think I'm gonna do this first. Then we get elusive on a couple things from this. Because this one is better the later the game goes. You gonna kill something? Probably not the Nocturne. No, they're just gonna put that out. Fair enough.
They cannot strike what they cannot see.
No one is safe. They will all scream as one.
Oh, that's 10 damage on them at least, so that's something. Maybe not. I kind of forgot about that. But I did get rid of their elusive at least. They can't deal with this elusive, so there's that. But I am not liking this matchup, which is crazy because, well, I guess no, I haven't played the matchup into it. Pick a follower from the top 4 cards of your deck, draw it, shuffle the rest of the deck, and create an ephemeral copy in hand. Deal 3 to all units, so that would also clear out a lot of their units. We're gonna do this, because I'm just curious what it does. Okay. Okay, you can clear me out. What this also does, though, is that makes a Dusk Rider really good to play. Why do they always have Frostbite? Like, I never have Frostbite at that point. Oh, hey, Rainbow Explosion. Welcome in. Sorry I missed that. I haven't been looking at, haven't been too many people in tonight, so I haven't really been looking at chat all that much. But no, thanks for coming in and watching. I'm playing some Legends of Runterra, so like Magic the Gathering, except the interpretation that what am I trying to say? The interpretation done by Riot Games, so the people that make League of Legends. It's kind of been their direction. Ooh, they took that damage. That's pretty crazy. Probably gonna try and kill my thing. No, they're not. Ooh. So they're revealing the Infinite Mind Splitter. That's not gonna be good. Let's just play this for now. Make a gem. Oh, this is not gonna be good. Because they're gonna stun some really good stuff for sure. 'Cause yeah, this is gonna be stunned now every round start. Yeah. So I think we need to get some drainage happening. So we're gonna put that down. Oh, that deck has Entreat too. That's just gonna draw a champion. That's great. Now let's just get out some bodies. I think that's gonna be best. Well, that's just ephemeral, isn't it? I am not doing great tonight in terms of reading my cards, for sure. Oh my goodness. Okay. But the important part is we get the Pug Messengers now, because they are adorable and I love them. I don't even care if they're not that great for me right now, but we're gonna do it.
Cygnus, how I missed your
Just
light.
get some more. Yeah, they basically won at this point. Yeah. There's no winning at this point, so we're just gonna end it. I mean, I'm seeing the push and pull between the aggros and the slow decks. I'm thinking the aggro decks are just better. Or no, not the aggro. The slow decks are just better overall. And I'm hopefully going to prove that here with the ramp deck. Because the ramp deck is a lot more my style. It's basically, you know, let yourself keep cards that you're not going to cast for 7 turns. Because you get some cool stuff with it. So, let's go ahead though and get the cool stuff in it. Because I keep having all these just random emotes. I'm like, no, I think I'd rather have better emotes than what I have so far. Let's do that, and leave that there. Cool. And we'll play. Let's see what we got now. Oh, I love what they did with the labs in the background, because even in your loading screen it's still going. Which is just kind of crazy to look at. It's also just very pretty for just a playing card game. I mean, all of this is great. I don't have an 8-cost card currently, but I think that's okay. Yeah, I think this is fine. This is a nice mid-range hand, which should get us to late game pretty quickly. Oh, and there's our 8-cost card. So this is going to give us an extra mana gem each round, so we're going to get ahead very quickly. Starting next turn. That's also very good. because we, basically it's just saying, do you hold this kind of card, you're going to get something out of it. So I'm going to get an extra mana gem next turn, so you're going to see I'm going to go to 4 here in a second. Because it checked at round start and was like, hey, do you have an 8-cost card? I'm like, yes I do. And see, it's actually even telling me, hey, play this card because you get something out of it, which I'm going to do. Because regeneration just makes that card crazy good for blocking. Now, of course, I can't block the elusive, so they're going to get 1 damage in on me, but I'm kind of okay with that. Because, again, I'm going to get another mana gem. So it's going to constantly give me 1 more than my opponent. Which is just going to be very good. I feel like playing Trundle right now is not great. Because I can't play the Ice Pillar. I don't have extra, I'm not going to get it next turn. So I'd rather play the Invoke card and get something fun. I like a 3/3 elusive otter there. That's fun. Let's go with that. Or weasel? I don't even know what that officially is. I presumed it was an otter, but now I don't actually know.
You lost him again?
Or an
We'll
ermine?
find him.
I don't know. I'm curious in lore what this is, actually. But they have a 3/3 now. I think it's okay still to attack into it. Because they're going to lose 2 followers if they block, which they're not. So I'm getting some damage in. I'm still fairly high on the damage charts. I can get an elusive out if they don't. I can also clear the board, which I am very much contemplating doing next turn. But so they're giving, they're making their picks a 4/4. Okay, fair enough. I'll probably still block that with the Troll Ravager because they're not gonna take the damage from it.
I'll go first.
Yeah, I think they just realized it's a bad attack because I have. Oh no, they're still doing it. Now, the question I'm curious is, does it support as a 4/4 or 5/5? Because Lulu was a 4/4 initially. Okay, as 4, so I can still block here. This is a 5/4 now. I don't think I can take that much damage. I think I have to lose this here. But I think that's okay. Oh, that's not good. That's really not good. Okay, well, we're definitely ice breaking next turn though, then, because we need to clear their board. How is she a 4/4? I'm trying to figure out. Oh, she's a 3/4 normally. Okay, gotcha. Fair enough. Well, I think playing a Trundle is a good idea. Because next turn I still get to play Ice Quake. Yeah. And he's just going to heal it back anyway. And then attack into them, so. Yeah, I think that's the best. Oh, this is getting a little rough. So we're going to cast the spell and immediately try to clear their board. Now, yes, is that going to clear my board? Yes, but... Well, I could put out the Ice Pillar. No, I don't have 8. I don't have 8 for minions. Nope, so we're just going to do this. And we're just going to make it where... It just clears the board. I still have a 1/3 that can kill their 0/1 Lulu if I need to. But basically I kind of destroyed their aggro strategy that they were having by clearing 3 of their 4 minions. Yes, they still have Lulu, so they can still make something really good, but that's annoying. I think we're just going to pass then. I needed to clear their board or I was going to be in trouble anyway, so... I mean, I guess just to get the barrier, because it was a fleeting card, isn't it? Yeah. So that's what they did, just get the barrier on Shen. Because they get it for free each round. Give an ally +0/+2 to give an enemy -2. Fair enough. Ooh, they got the trigger, trigger, trigger.
I know we can reach the top if we work together.
That at most, oh, could get barrier though. Let's just throw this out for a blocker then. Get some healing, draw a champion. Well, I guess we have most of our champions at this point, so I don't know if there's really much to draw, but...
It must be done.
Okay, so this is supporting that, which is supporting that, which is supporting that.
Everyone okay?
This is gonna be gross. Okay. What do we got? Okay, so we got a 4/4 with barrier. This can block there. This can block there. I take 10. However, I think I'm going to do this and that to get rid of that. That's actually not what I thought was going to happen. I misread that card. Oh well. For some reason my brain thought I got extra attack power, so that was actually kind of unnecessary, but let's get out an elusive so we can get something in front of Lulu next turn. But now I get to play Ice Pillar, so that's going to level him up.
It's always cold in the Freljord. Hail to the king.
And let's see. Okay, so I got a nice 5/7 now, which is going to become a 7/7. Yeah, see, they're already like, oh, that's not good.
They are under my protection.
Join us. The more hands, the better.
I'll go as far as I'm able.
None of them have Overwhelm currently. I like this idea
None of
better.
us. They only await the dawn.
I don't like that this deck basically like counters mine. That was not Daybreak. That was a mistake. So let's just get more out there and heal up and hope for the best, because this is what we're at right now. Yeah. Not liking my chances here, but oh, but the Infinite Mind Splitter could be good because that could stun Lulu and the Shen, which could be pretty good. Like I said, nothing has. Oh, they're gonna have double triggers on this, aren't they?
Hold tight.
I just noticed that. Well, first let's throw that in front of there because we have to. Let's throw this in front of there.
Leave or burn.
Throw that in front of there, because then it's still going to heal something next turn. This in front of here. And let's throw this there. And see what happens. Give that +2. That's not good for me. Okay. 'Cause they're going to keep both of those then. Yeah, I think I have to play this now to stun that and that next turn. And for the infinite turns after.
Hang on, Buzzball.
Hey,
What is your spell? Deal a bunch of damage to stuff. I think I actually need that. Oh, it's another Tryndamere, because of course it is. Oh my gosh. At least the spell it turns into is still 8 cost, so it's really good to have this much, but it's just, I was really hoping to draw another Trundle. Because at least those are stunned. We're enlightened, so I'm going to heal myself by 8.
get out here.
This is a very tight match, and I'm feeling like I'm not going to do very well in it. Let's throw out a Tryndamere. We're not going to be able to cast Battle Fury, but this is going to get to a 7/7, which is not enough for the 8/8. So we're going to go ahead and just attack with the Tryndamere, I think. Yeah, let's do that. Because then if they block it with that, that will die. If they don't, then this will start triggering later, but... Oh my goodness gracious. Well, I mean, I guess they still killed us, so it's not the end of the world. They only heal 6 really from it, so... I mean, it's now a 9-9, so... Oh darn. But this is gonna be a bit rough. Because yeah, Shen's still giving the boon for barriered peoples. Oh. Well, let's end the round. We have Battle Furies in our hand now. They don't know that, so... Maybe we can use that to our advantage. This would be great if we get a chance to play it.
No time to rest.
Keep going.
I can do this.
Full speed ahead.
Oh no.
Brace yourselves.
So I think I'm gonna lose my Trundle. Because I have to. I don't want to lose my... Well, I guess losing my Tryndamere is not the end of the world here. It's still gonna get 9 damage on that. And I have another Tryndamere in waiting. Yeah, let's try it. Because I think Tryndamere is better overall. Wait, no, I think I'm gonna go this way. I think the 9-9 is better against some of those. So, block here. At least gonna trade with one of those. And you're gonna hit me for 6. And I'm gonna do that. Get a 4-3. This is not gonna be good.
Death itself can't stop me.
Now we hunt.
I think I'm dead, but you know.
My
Holy
father's
crap. Well, right now I'm currently doing 2 damage. I can't give that. That's only 12, so that's gonna be down to 6. That's not enough. But I could allow Tryndamere at least to live by doing this. Even if it means... No, it doesn't mean he lives. Oh my god, that was so stupid. Oh my gosh. Yeah, no, that was very stupid of me. I'm just stupid, and we're just gonna surrender. And apparently I'm terrible at Targon playing cards. Or I'm just getting really bad matches, because it feels like whenever I'm playing cards, I'm just not getting matchups that I can do much in. Because they're instantly stronger than me. So either I'm missing something about these decks, or maybe I'm playing them wrong. But that's what tonight's for, trying to figure out what's wrong about it. Oh, I got a Leona, that's fun. And a lot of the stuff that happens with support, and Nightfall, and Celestial, so none of these cards go together. But, oh well. Let's see. Well, we're gonna play the ramp. We're gonna play the ramp deck still, because I still find it really good. Even if it's a little fragile. It's also just fun to play. There's also that Lulu deck that was fun to play. I might go back to that one. Because I did enjoy the support. I don't know if I can call it support meta. But all I know is that a bunch of supports together are usually pretty good in League of Legends too, so. Let's see. That seems pretty good. Because that gives me a bunch of extra mana, so let's do it. We have an Invoke on turn 2, that seems pretty... People usually beat us whenever they do that, so, you know. I don't have to invoke yet, I guess. We'll see what they play. I'd rather get more information. Worst case, I have extra mana. They're playing the Nightfall deck, so... Maybe I just played my Nightfall cards too quick with that one, I don't know.
A little
But
luck for those who need it.
I feel very confident playing this. Getting some extra cards. Or some, not extra cards, extra mana gems.
Cold and unforgiving as moonlight.
It was gonna be a bit, this was very good, I remembered. Yeah, let's keep it. Because an 8+ card in my hand is really good for this deck. So,
Remember my words.
Face your heretic.
fair enough. Oh, wow.
Moonlight guide me.
Wow. That was good. I give them that. They got the aggro going with Diana already. Let's see, what's probably best? Well, I'm not gonna be attacking into that, so let's just throw out extra mana again. Let's just really try to ramp into something that's worth it. That reveal, because this is the weird thing about pick ones like this, it doesn't actually reveal what card they did, unlike in Magic where you often reveal when you have to do that. So I don't know what these two cards are, which is kind of crazy, but I know they're followers of some sort.
Full moon awakens the soul.
But Diana's almost leveled up, and that's really not good. Because that gives give me +2 and challenger this round. Gotcha, so she's at a pretty good spot to start getting, basically being a 5/3 quick attack challenger, which is just absolutely nuts. See, I think I just played the deck wrong. You don't want to start with a lot of Nightfall stuff, you want to wait a little bit, get your bearings, start using these cards to play early that are cheap.
The moon is our queen. The night, her kingdom.
I just had a bunch of 5s and 6s, which I'm seeing was actually pretty bad for the mana curve, so I don't feel... At least I know now it's not me playing badly, which is what I was afraid of. It's more just, it's, you know, that's how it is. Okay, what do we got? Well that wouldn't hit much. The Behold the Celestial card a little bit, yeah, so that would just hit this. But it would also hit the Diana sometime. No, let's go Moonglow. That's just better.
Constellations are stories in the sky.
Unseen
That's just
from the
better.
heart, the new moon conceals you from our foes.
Really, that's what they're
Face
challenging,
your
interesting.
heretic.
As foretold.
I'll just do this then. Because at least that way I get rid of something pretty crazy there. And I have a way to heal, so there's always that. I mean, I don't want to go there, but I can. Maybe it's actually better to, yeah, I might heal in a different way. Let's put this down as Daybreak, get something. Let's get Meteor Shower, because that's going to get some removal for this board, which is good.
Night flowers upon
And then let's just heal myself 3.
tender.
Just get some blockers on the board. Because the thing about the Nightfall I noticed is that there's not a ton of...
Arise.
There's that Overwhelm card, and that's it. So that kind of makes it very nice to the point where, as you start getting to late game, you just start outpacing them. Because they start to lose their Nightfall effects that were just that round, you know, for most of them. Or a lot of them are cheap to get Nightfall out. I'll put it this way, if they play anything, I'm going to go ahead and get rid of the Diana. Yeah, I didn't think so. Interesting. So they don't have a card to trigger Nightfall with Diana, but they're still attacking. Which is definitely bizarre for me, because this attack is really going to hurt them.
No more lies.
Oh, they are going to do it. Okay, so they are going to play something with Nightfall, I presume. Is there spells with Nightfall? I don't remember there being spells with Nightfall in there except that one. Wait. Let's see. Cause they don't... Oh yeah, that did have Nightfall. I forgot about that one. Well, I'm definitely gonna put a block up here.
Leave or burn.
Yeah. That's gonna become a 5-3, so I don't like... Let's do that here, and then that here.
Story.
I'm gonna take 1, 2... What is that currently? Yeah, that's gonna put me down to 5. I heal with this. Yeah. Let's do that. That should still keep me in a good shape, because I'll heal 5 with this card, which they don't know about this card currently, which is the important part of that. My board's not terrible right now. Actually, I don't need to do this now. Let's just throw down the Protector
Just another day in Targon.
and just pass, because then we have the spell mana saved up.
The new moon conceals you from our foes.
Let's just do that, because then we save it up for Meteor Shower. Because right now Diana's not getting any extra bonuses. Dusk Rider is absolutely annoying though, I'm going to be honest. That one's going to be rough for me, but...
Stand back.
Right now I can play this and play this. I think that's the best method. Oh yeah, because I play this, I can't play the Ice Pillar anyway. And at least if I play this, I get rid of that. I put 1 damage on that. At least I get rid of the Diana,
Better take cover.
No.
which has been kind of part of my issue so far. And I'm fine losing a Trundle at this point to the 11-4 that does not have any
Death or the blade.
specific stuff. Yeah, let's just throw that out there then. It gets us the Ice Pillar too, so, you know, we can kind of have some fun with that. And then we'll get 2 Ice Pillars, and that's probably gonna, you know, we can just play those after each other, and so now they won't stack, I think, but ooh, you got 2 of those now. That's not good. Yeah, I think we're just gonna pass, because honestly at this point we're just healing.
Visible to the eagle.
Oh, they have 2 elusive now. That's gonna be not good for us, but what can you do? Okay, I think we're still surviving against this deck right now, which is what we need to do, because we need to get basically to the point where a lot of our cards are gone. Now the nice part is Trundle's Icequake would actually be really good after they attack. So, because I have to block here, or I'll die. And that's gonna make it down to 2, and then, yeah, this should be fine.
Another path, another problem.
Let's do it here, because I take less
Another
damage.
obstacle.
Because now I'm taking, yeah. Let's do that, and then we'll play Icequake and we'll clear their board, basically. Which I think is going to be the best bet for us to do, because this turn we're not going to do much else. Well, let's see what they do. Because I play this, I can still... Oh no, I can't play Icequake because I have a Trundle back again now. Let's play this first and see what we can get. Let's see. Probably best to get the Meteor Shower, as much as it's boring for me, but I need to remove some more of their board at this point. So, I also just need to get cards out of my hand at this point, so. But we can clear out one of the elusives. Oh my goodness gracious. Okay, maybe we can't. Well, you know what? Actually, let's throw down Trundle.
These are troll
We're gonna basically put Moonglow out this turn. Yeah, because it's gonna be a free play of the Ice Pillar, so let's just do this. And And we're going to try to get some cards out of our hand using Ice Pillar quickly. And we're going to hope to survive, because we basically have to get a bunch of the stuff out. Let's first get that out. Gonna level up Trundle. Which is what I need.
Only a fool would enter battle unprepared.
We're gonna play another Ice Pillar. We're going to how do I do this? Are we gonna do this now? Yeah, we're gonna do this now. Enemies with 3 less power. Okay, so that's not bad for us. If I do this on Cosmic, this on Cosmic, play that, because these I don't think are good for us at this point. We're gonna make everything stronger. Which is just gonna be good for us in general. And then we're gonna throw down, I think, this to get extra blockers, one that heals specifically, which is good. We're gonna try to take out some stuff with this. So specifically, let's grab that. Let's do this with the elusive. Let's attack here while I have something in hand that does. Cause that's gonna be a 9/11 then. And they could kill it with... Actually... Do that. Nope, wait, don't do that. Do this. Put that in. Do this, do this. They're gonna have to block a lot, basically, which is the plan. And then I could obliterate the rest of their board, basically, with whatever they play.
Must we fight?
Okay. Gonna gain 6 there, which is important. That's gonna go over. They're not dead here, but it's also not a great block for them. Now I can't play this anymore, but I can still play Meteor Shower. We're gonna see what's going on. See what's happening. I think getting a solid Cosmic Rays in case they play more next turn is probably good. Because, yeah, I think that's the best. Because we need to basically get rid of those and we're not going to be able to play it this turn. So, but we're going to heal because they're going to take 2 from us. And now the life totals have basically swapped. So that's pretty good for us. We're going to make some things vulnerable as long as they don't kill our Ice Pillars. So. They still only have, these only have 3 less power at this point, which is still pretty good for us. So I'm hoping that they play something that's still, I'm not gonna say weak, but okay, nope, that's definitely not weak. I think I'm still gonna play this because I hold a card that has 8. So it's gonna be a 6/5 basically. Which means they really can't attack, which is the point.
Cygnus, how I missed your light.
Oh, crap. That's not as good. Well, I have one to block, so if I get rid of all of these except that, I think that's still best. So we're gonna do that. I currently behold a Celestial card, yep, so we're good. Just making sure that I don't mess something up, because I've been messing up a lot tonight. But that's gonna get rid of all 3 of those, and it's gonna make these vulnerable next turn to the Ice Pillars. Now I'm gonna have to put the 6/5 in front of it. Unless I have a way to get rid of that right now, but no. Okay, so this is the only way I live. So we're gonna block there. We're gonna trade those. I'm gonna take 4. And I have a way to get rid of that next turn if I need to. So. Because now I can grab it. And I think I just win then actually, so I'm just gonna do that now.
This is gonna be fun.
And this is why I like this deck, because it just keeps getting better the later you get in the game, because you can start casting that high mana stuff, and that, usually if you're casting a spell 6 mana or higher, it's probably going to affect the game state to the point where it has to be dealt with, like it did there. Like, and this is also showing the vulnerability I saw with the Nightfall deck, because as you get late game, the Nightfall isn't as good. There's no way to break through, you have to be aggro right away. It's very much like how Scout works in previous sets. You have to be on the attack, you have to be tempo, and if you lose tempo against a deck like this where it's ramp, it's going to outscale you by the late game. Which is maybe why I like Star Ramp, because I'm not good at the aggro kind of style things. I'm not really good going that direction. But it is something that by late game I'm like, oh, this is going to really affect the board, I know what I'm doing, I'm solving a puzzle. Whereas in the early game it's more like, okay, how fast can I play cards, and it kind of leaves it up to, you know, what can I play? So, let's see. Yeah, so let's just, I mean, I can play this more. The only thing, I think my quests don't really match up with it. Yeah, it's based on Shadow Isles. I have to win games with Shadow Isles, which I haven't done tonight, as you see, because we had the 2. I guess we played 1 each. So, I might just play that on a different day and get rid of that without the precons, because I just like the Star Ramp, but... let's go back to Friends Forever though, actually, because I did really like this deck and the support mechanic, the way it works. It seemed like a fragile strategy, but then as I'm playing it against the other decks, it seemed really strong when you can just give, when it's not this round, when it's, you know, a persisting effect. That's really good, so. Oops, still have one more potato Olay. Okay, this is a terrible starting hand. Definitely need to get rid of one of those. Yeah, let's try this. There we go, there's our 1-drop. So we can attack on turn 1, like, because we have the attack. Ooh, my. But, okay, let's see. Well, we're waiting for our opponent. They're looking at their cards. So they're the Daybreak deck, so they're going to be trying to figure out that. Oh, so cute. Oh gosh, that flower is terrifying though. Oh, it's supposed to be a familiar for the, I get it. That's cute. I like it.
Guess we're going.
Oh. Well, we got first blood. That's a good sign, I hope. Especially because the Daybreak deck has a very good 1-drop. That could have been really bad for us, depending on how that went. So I'm very happy it worked out. They might just wait to play it now to get the 3/3 on the board and hit me harder. I'm hoping to kind of slow it down with Shen a bit and get some barriers up. I do have a Lulu, which does actually make the Flower Child a 6/4. So I'm thinking that might not be a bad idea to get the Lulu out early, even if I lose her. I'm on the attack on 3, so I think this is better. Yeah, they're gonna play their 3/3 now. Fair enough. Yeah, I think it's better because that's gonna be a 2/2 on my attack, I guess. And so I think it'd be better to make a 6/4 and make them kind of respect that.
Wow, I made a familiar. Oh, whoa, behave.
And then I can get Shen out, and then that's gonna be a double support, and immediately Lulu will level up then, which will be nice. Because yeah, you can, yeah, by turn 4 you can have her already. I mean, even before then you could have support, because you have a 1-drop support. So you could be supporting in 1 and 2-drops, so you could be supporting as of turn 2 and already have Lulu basically ready by the time you play her. But It's definitely something that's a little tougher to pull that off in the quick curve.
Unyielding light.
That is unfortunate, because that would kill Lulu. So I think we have to pass as much as it hurts, because I can't lose the Lulu for like no value at that point. That would just be really bad. I think it's better to put this fledgling out, kind of get, you know, heal back up a little bit, because that would also keep us twin disciplines up, so I can kind of proactively deal with them. Because this is going to be our savior for Lulu, basically, whatever happens on that. Because until we can really get Lulu leveled up, I think it's going to be a little rough in this one. Now, playing down Shen next game, or next game, on the attack and, well actually maybe just Mountain Sojourners. I think this is better to play because then you support Lulu, who gets +2/+2, becomes a 4/5, followed by then a 5/6, and then also the Flower Child becomes a 5/5. Yeah, and then would become a 4/4, get +2 and plus that. Yeah, that is not great. The nice part is I have twin disciplines, which means that will not actually kill Lulu. So they obviously were not expecting that, which means they kind of played all of their mana just to deal 1 damage to Lulu overall. That's pretty good for me. Now I'm curious what they do, because obviously I'm going to block with the Fledgling Stellacorn. Probably against the Solari Shield Bearer. Just, it's not going to be important in my attack next turn, so might as well just go ahead and kind of have some fun with it, but... Yep. So I think we're going to go ahead, we're going to get extra damage on that. Because right now, well... Actually, it's probably better to block this now because the Mountain Sojourners can't be killed by... and nothing can survive them next turn if I put this in front of there. Oh, they just passed. Interesting. Oh, we're definitely going to do this, because if we can get this out, it survives. We play this 2 turns later, and we just go ham. I mean, Shen is great, but I think Shen's more in this deck because of the extra support, not because of a lot of barrier options. It's generally seeming like it's unlikely to get Shen to level up very quickly, where it's a lot more likely to see Lulu level up. Oh, that's a card I have not seen. Daylight Spear, create a random Daybreak card in hand. It's always day for us. Oh, so it always triggers daylight, or Daybreak, excuse me. Interesting, because it's saying it's always day, whereas these don't. Interesting. Odd choice. So yeah, that would actually kill my twin disciplines. Of course it would, because why wouldn't it at this point? So I think we're just going to pass. We're going to survive a turn round, because the Daybreak, the problem with them is they're going to start losing to this eventually. This is going to just get too much power from everything. But I'm going to definitely Whimsy this turn and kind of catch them off guard, probably on the 5/5. Oh, the reason why it says always day for us, it's now, this card basically enables Daybreak constantly. That's a very good thing that I definitely will want to, I think I'm okay with this. I don't like it, but what it's doing is it's going to make, for a lot of powerful things, only one with actually Overwhelm. Yeah, and I can do this in combat, so I'm actually going to pass. They're not sure what I'm doing, which makes me feel confident, because they're probably like, why haven't you stopped yet? And I'm like, because I don't need to yet, because I'm going to get rid of your daylight thing. Because I haven't lost yet, that's the thing. Because my thought process is block here, block here,
Yeah, he bites.
block here to survive some of that damage, make that into a squirrel, silence it. It's a 1/1. And you block like this. And then I am still alive then. By a lot, actually. And what that allows me to do then is play the Mountain Sojourners next turn and still be able to
I'll get us to the peak. No
do
matter
Twin
what it
Disciplines
takes.
in response to something. Which they have not figured this out yet. I've noticed that. They haven't figured out my plan yet. Which they're gonna stun the Mountain Sojourners, aren't they? Oh, that's not good. Because this is actually triggering a lot of good stuff for us if that happened in the way it needed to.
Carry her light across the mountain.
Okay, well there's nothing I can really do about that. But let's go ahead and... Because yeah, this is going to die to Leona. Let's just do it though.
Slow down. Everyone okay?
Because the really good cards are still going to stick around, which is important. This is going to kill most things, and might survive depending on how they block it. So if they block it badly, then that's fine. But I also have an 8/6 on the board that they now kind of have to do something about. I'm hearing some noises. Who do we got for a follow? Casual_Jake_, thank you for following. We do appreciate it. Thanks for coming out and seeing me try to be good at the Targon decks. Where I'm now playing the ones. Hello! Oh, thanks for stopping by. Yeah, we're just trying out the Legends of Runterra decks. Have you played a bit of Runeterra before this new Targon set came out?
You cannot sway me.
Oop, so we're gonna do that. That's gonna help our Mountain Sojourners survive. We're gonna make out really nicely here. So we still have stuff here that can support in a nice trigger kind of thing. But it's looking a little fragile now. But we do have that, which might just do stuff. And this is now officially... Oh, because I got the extra +2/+2. And then, yeah, from Lulu got that from once it went down, and then a +2/+0 because I supported it. So this is going to start being a little bit of a menace. And actually could take out the Leona. So that's important. Now, they are going to stun my Lulu, which I'm not exactly sad about because I don't want Lulu to be in combat anyway. So this is just kind of helpful. We're going to throw out, I think, a Shen here. And that's also going to get us Nightfall in the Pale Cascade. But no, I have not been playing these long tonight for sure. I have not been doing much of this here. Glad to hear Belmont was hanging out in the tapped out stream. Oh yes, he is a hoot. You know, I of course enjoy because I, you know, I'm kind of planning on spending my life with him. But you know, he is definitely he's a character. That's for sure. Let's go ahead and do this. So I want to come out and check out. Well, thanks for coming out and checking out. I'm sorry it's not Magic tonight. We're actually we've been switching off, funny enough, not on purpose, but I noticed that we swapped from Arena to Runeterra every other Monday for the last few Mondays. Not a Runeterra player, but seems to, I recommend it. Do you play a lot of Magic? I presume because you're on tap list, you probably know some Magic, but do you play a lot of Arena specifically? I keep looking over there. I apologize. I moved my camera recently, so I need to look over here. I'm getting used to that. Let's see. Let's make you elusive, so it's gonna be a little harder. Yeah, variety is a spice level. I play both. That's the thing. So I do recommend kind of switching off, especially right now. I'm really bad at the 8 set standard right now. So this is kind of, Runeterra is my escape. This is where there's not too much complexity happening. I have most of the cards that have been released before the new set expansion that came out last week. But they are going to be releasing new cards like every 2 months, which is crazy to consider compared to Magic. But Jake, Nick is the one with the show tune references constantly. Oh, so yeah, so you're going to feel right at home here. Right at home in our stream. Especially for whatever reason our Minecraft streams on Sundays, because that's when that's when I just constantly am going there. They are going to. That's gonna be annoying. They're gonna stun my flower child. I've been meaning to try. Oh yeah, I stream Arena and me and the team Elder Dragon. That is quite a handle. Elder Dragon Skype Lander. That so. So just curious, do you play Commander on Skype, or because that seems very difficult, but I'm impressed nonetheless.
Glorious light rains down.
I mean to try Runeterra. I mean, honestly, Runeterra, it's not too long of a loading, and it's really not too bad. So I do recommend just, and it's free. I mean, you're not going to have too many issues there with that, so I do recommend it, just to try something out. It's a play on, okay, it's just a play on words. I was curious, and yes, we call it VEDH virtual. Well, yeah, I mean, because I know a lot of people are doing virtual stuff right now, and I was just more curious if it was actually over Skype, because I don't know many people using Skype anymore for gaming. I mean, it's still there. I use it for my job constantly, which is probably why I don't like it, but I don't see a lot of gaming on Skype anymore. I think because Discord's around, and that's where a lot of video gamers go. And then I'm also just seeing stuff like Spell Table, which we've looked into. Tabletop Simulator I know is good for uploading deck lists and playing. But I haven't seen anything on Skype, so I was very curious on how the function and structure of that works. We used to do it on Skype, but now we use Zoom. Yeah, that's fair enough. Switching over to Zoom at this point, especially with a lot of the support that's come out, that's fair. Let's see. Nothing's gonna die of mine, but why do I not trust things? I could give Shen Barrier. I don't think I need to worry about that, though. So I think we're just gonna keep the spell mana. Because they're losing a lot from this. I do need to find a way to get rid of the Leona. But, and yeah, and because Discord I know is pretty common on that. But yeah, we're trying out Spell Table a bit, just because I know, especially with the Wizards backing of it, I think it's going to get crazy good. Right now it's a little, we use Zoom to use it. A custom overlay, fair enough. I mean, I think we've just had troubles with regular overlays on on Streamlabs, so I think trying to do custom overlay, like we idolize Paul from Loading Ready Run if you kind of watch them a bit. Honestly, it's one of those that's kind of he does so much for them, and it's so crazy to look at that. But yeah, Spell Table is definitely a godsend if you don't have a lot of that backing, a lot of that. We've definitely thought it was cool. Like I said, I do want to try out Tabletop Simulator because we put all our deck lists on Tapped Out. So if you're curious about any deck lists, let me know and I can send them over your way. If we have any certain decks, but we put them all on Tapped Out, and there's a game on the workshop area. Somebody set up a workshop game for Tabletop Simulator where all you need is the part of the URL from the Tapped Out link, and it will upload all of your cards to that. It'll put all the graphics in there. And for whatever reason, that just astounds me because, for one, that's at least 101... I shouldn't say at least 101. Usually 101 or 102 different graphics, because you're going to have flip cards, which it has to give you an extra one. You're going to have tokens possibly that you might need specifically or things like that. But it just loads it all in there for you, and then you have that deck to play. And it already comes preloaded with some crazy decks. Like there was a Slivers one in there. There was, I'm trying to remember. They put some overpowered decks in there on purpose, which I just found quite crazy. But let's see. Oh, I can level up Lulu too. Well, might as well level up Lulu if I got it. Paul's note, that seems cool. It sounds it is a bit trippy, that's the thing. And I am a recent convert to Tabletop Simulator. I know a lot of people when I was in school were using it, but I just never got around to trying it out. Because it was just something where I was like, well, I'm sure it's good, I don't know. Oh, now we gotta figure out how I want to do this. I think I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna do that.
Balance favors you.
So it's just really trying it out, and we're getting into it because our friends have really kind of pulled us into it a bit. Just because they really wanted to play some more with us remotely, and that was just one way to kind of do that. So okay, this should kill them if I do this correctly. So let's do this correctly. Okay, so I want to go ahead and... How do I want to do this? Well, first I'm going to burst and give barrier to you. And then I'm going to attack here. Attack here. I'm going to put... I'm going to put Shen out because he's going to give barrier to Lulu, who's going to make this a 5-5, and it's going to get more powerful, and it's going to make this a 7-10. Trigger, 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 trigger. That's what I'm just calling this deck at this point. Trigger, 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 trigger. Because that's what it is. It's just a whole bunch of triggers that go crazy. But I think I've beaten them. No, I haven't, because they can still not block these and block all these and still live, but at this point, they're fairly dead if they do that. Because I mean, a 14-11 is pretty good, but, well, that's going to be the highlight name, trigger, 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 trigger. Yes, this deck is one of my favorites so far, because Belmont's Untried Gamers behind me, I think, still, yeah. Don't know what, but it looks like you're winning. I don't know, and that's the weird part about Runeterra. That's why I think I like it so much, is that it looks like I'm winning, but they also have 5 cards in hand, and we have a ton of mana. Because unlike Magic the Gathering, you have the same same mana every turn, unless you get some cards that give you a little extra and do some ramp, not like Magic Ramp, but so it feels like I'm winning, but at the same time, I really don't think so because they still have ways to come back. I've definitely seen it before where this is not a losing battle. Actually, I've been on the other side of that where I gained like 15 life in a turn because that's how things work. But honestly, the other thing I'll mention is that if you have any questions about what's happening, feel free to let me know. Otherwise, we also have kind of a card. We do have a card option here where you can kind of look up card names. The only problem is they don't have these new set cards yet because everything with this symbol is new as of last week. So it's not great, but I can kind of highlight cards to show you. This deck, basically what it does, if you think like, what's Sir? Is that Sir Farron, the green one? Back from Eldraine. Basically what support is doing is it's that same thing. It's going to be supporting the one directly to the right of it. So you're going to target the one to the right of it, and it's going to do something. Let's see, what do I want to do speaking of that? Let's give Shen Barrier. That seems, well, let's give the 7-7 Barrier. So then it's going to be a 10-7 because of Shen. But basically Runeterra, in essence, you have followers, aka things that follow the champions. You have spells, so a good example of spell is what I played there. These kind of different card borders. And you have champions, so champions of League of Legends, but basically stronger cards, and you can only have up to 6 of them in a deck and then 3 of each type, so... In fact, you can keep it all separated between the 2 games of freaking super. Not really, I mean there's a lot of carryover, but at the same time they're very unique games, which helps. The other thing that makes Runeterra, in my opinion, better for starting up, so like, for instance, if there's someone who's never played collectible card games in their life, I would actually probably point them towards Runeterra first, because the challenges there teach you a lot more about card mechanics than Magic does with everything it has. Let's go ahead, we'll give this barrier, and then we're gonna go ahead and have some fun. Okay, so it's still in this order. Barrier to Lulu. This is going to become monstrous. That's going to become monstrous attack. And I think they're dead. But yeah. Oh yeah, feel free to lurk. Feel free to have us in the background. I've heard actually my boss was mentioning specifically that he had checked out a couple of my old Runeterra stuff, and he was like, I kind of started getting it after 30 minutes of listening to you. So maybe that might help too. I hear him mumbling behind me. That's never a good sign. But it's definitely something that's interesting. What could they have now? At minimum, they're taking 18 damage. I don't think you can heal that.
Don't make me
Wait, no, I didn't even think that. Yeah, because if they get rid of one thing with the spell, they're still taking. Yeah, if they get rid of this, Well, at minimum, they still take 13 if they blocked differently. Oh, so this is going to strike everything, which is fine because it doesn't actually kill stuff. What are they doing? Okay, yeah, I still get them with the 7 right there. So that's one difference with Runeterra versus Magic the Gathering, is that as soon as you hit 0, even if combat's still resolving, as soon as you hit 0, you've lost. So you don't have that crazy, I just got lifelink for 20 at the end of it. So the order of combat matters, which I actually really like about Runeterra, because you really have to... There's some mechanics like being able to challenge something and make it block you. That makes a huge difference if you do that at the start or at the end, sometimes, based on, you know, other triggers of other followers or champions. Which is just crazy when you actually contemplate just kind of the difference, the difference they made with that one slight change, you know, because in Magic the Gathering, all combat's at the same time, so there's no interplay of how you want to do it. You know, yeah, there's first strike versus regular strike, but this also has that with quick attack and regular. So that doesn't change much, but what it's doing is it's saying, okay, if my, 1/1 little tiny spider, I should do it on this side because this is probably the side you're looking at. So my 1/1 tiny spider dies in the first attack exchange. I might have things later that care about that death trigger. That might make it bigger. And then as a result, if you plan around that, you can actually have better trades over here with a follower or champion. And just a lot of that with the way they've crafted this game, I think the reason I like it more is that it's less complex, but yet way more strategic in how you play things, because generally you're playing a lot of the same cards if you're playing a lot of the meta decks, and that's part of it. But generally, how you do things in what order and what you play is very important, especially in the new set, because you now have cards that matter if you played it in if it's the first card you played this round. If it's not the first card you play this round, if you have a card in hand that it costs 8 or more, like, all these cards are now very specific in how you do things, because if you don't keep that 8 plus card in your hand, 8 plus mana card in your hand, you might lose out on a lot of your triggers later. Or if I play this minion now, yes, I'll have a blocker, but I won't get the benefit of, getting another card. And so I do like a lot of that, because in Magic it's fairly straightforward. You generally want to, build out your mana base, play a lot of your mana as much each turn, make it efficient, and build your board state. Whereas here, your board state cycles enough where you're kind of okay if you don't play something because you know there might be a board wipe. And there are board wipes in this. They're generally conditional. There's only like one card in the game that actually kills everything, but generally, it's very conditional. So you kind of have to play around certain cards, and I am enjoying the extra stuff that's come in here with this, because the big thing that came in here with this particular deck that I was playing that I do like is the support mechanic isn't new. So basically the idea that you will buff the unit to your right with whatever that support mechanic is, that's not new. We've had these cards, actually a good example, one right here, I believe. Yeah, Herald of Spring. This was already in before. This is back from the original release of cards, Foundations as they're calling it. And it gave lifesteal to something that was great, but there really wasn't a lot of synergy with it. There wasn't much of support. But now they've added things like, oh, if this is supported, it gets infinitely stronger every time you support it. Or, hey, if you support a bunch of Lulu, you're going to just make them really good. We have a card now that both loves being supported and supports. There's a lot of that happening now, where this got so much better as an archetype. And I think that's what they're listening to. Because as soon as they released Foundations, I think they're working on Bilgewater, probably beforehand even. A lot like what Magic does. You do it way ahead, but I've noticed with this release, because this is the one that's, they would have probably released Foundations while working on these cards. They would have released the initial cards first, and before working on this, just because that was in beta and they're still testing things. So you can see where cards like that, or specifically, Tark is really the really leans into, copying spells, which is not something they've had before, but they didn't have in the game, and they probably saw it in Magic the Gathering, realized they needed it here, and that got really good. We have Trundle, whose whole thing is having very large cards in your hand, which generally you don't want, but if it's going to give you an extra attack power for each one you have every time you attack, it's worth it. So, I think these kind of really built on the themes they'd already made, and you can definitely see where the influence of, hey, we don't have this archetype, or hey, we really need this archetype. Because we see that a lot with the kind of what they did with Daybreak and Nightfall, where there was not things that cared when you played them in the turn as much. You know, if you had stuff on the board, yes, or you know, if you took damage and then healed, you wouldn't want to heal before you took damage. But these really care about when you play the minions now, and it makes a difference. Or I keep calling them minions; they're followers. And then you of course have something where, very much like Ugin the Spirit Dragon right now in Standard, you have something that you want to ramp to so hard that, it just gives you free stuff constantly once you get there. Basically it gives you cards that cost 0 as long as it's on the board, which is absolutely nuts. And of course they have this huge spell that as long as you have a dragon on the board, you can still cast it. It's going to be max, 13 mana to do so, but dealing 15 to your enemies, of course it's going to cost the maximum amount of mana, unless you have a good board state and you're already winning, and then who cares. So I'm liking that they've not only brought synergy for old keywords, but also they brought in new keywords and really brought in mechanics that aren't in the game yet. Now, what I'm curious though is that if we get still new mechanics as we go into the other ones, because this is only the first expansion of the 3 expansion set. So we're going to be in Targon for the next 2 expansions. The next one's coming out in October and December. And then we go to a new region in February. And yes, they have that aggressive of a timeline. But what I'm curious is if they still bring in new mechanics, or if these are the mechanics they're going to continue to flesh out and release cards. As well as, and I'd be curious to see interviews on this, if they change the power level of cards that haven't come out yet, seeing what happens when we start playing with these cards. So it's almost like a beta for this region. So it's very interesting how they're doing this, and I know obviously they're, Magic the Gathering had blocks. They had, they had sets where you would have a plane for at the same time. Obviously we had the Amonkhet block, we had the old Theros block. Those were things that had synergy with each other, but the way that their printing schedule went, I don't think they really could have adjusted cards from their feedback, because it would already be printing by the time they would have to adjust it and seeing what happened in Standard. Whereas Runeterra being completely online, there's nothing paper, there's nothing there. They can just change that number the day before the release. And so I'm really curious to see how that changes new expansions, to see if, and to hear interviews if that actually makes a difference on how they release the cards, and if there's like certain cards that would have been more powerful, but they realized, oh crap, we already made that archetype way too powerful, we need to bring this back now, and they're not as strong coming out. Because, it definitely feels like late game you can't deal with this deck. But early game, if you get this going, it will completely destroy it, which is a good balance. But at the same time, you don't want something that people can then build into a better deck where they delay until late game because they know that they're going to win if they get to late game. But now I'm just going on a tangent at this point. I think it's probably because it's getting late. So, that's how that goes. But I think I might actually wrap up for tonight at this point. Just because I've played all the decks, I've tried them out, I've gotten quest stuff going. The Gauntlet, I want to finish up anyway tonight probably, so I wanted to finish. I might just surrender now actually to get the experience. But, I've played the decks, I've gotten that going, and I got a couple level ups here, so I think this is a good stopping point at this point. I've gotten my bonus XP for daily stuff. And I've gotten my vault a little further up. But in the meantime, though, now that I've fixed it up a little bit, here we go. I'm back to the talking screen. Feel free to check us out at triedgamers.com. We have some... There we go. I know how to do angles. We feel free to check us out there. We have Commander deck techs. We're going to try to release them more regularly coming forward, just because we have a lot of Commander decks, and it's going to take a while to get through them anyway. But we do have my Buff Friends with Swords deck out, which is partners, allies, and equipment. So if that intrigues you, feel free to check that out. We also have a lot of blog posts, especially about content creators we enjoy, and as well as just my old videos going over Runeterra. If you want to see it prior to Targon release, there's some fair amount of videos that going back you can kind of see me playing some of the decks that existed before, so you can kind of see if they still exist now. Also, you also can find us at Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook with the handle @TryGamers, and feel free to interact with us there, especially if you like to, as we talked about Belmont being a hoot. You could definitely check him out on Twitter, and he definitely had some fun on there with, with some conversations. And that's kind of how you can interact with us too. If you want to see anything in particular, any games that you think would be great for us, we can kind of look into. We have some plans for the next couple weeks, so it might not be for a while that we see it, but it is something that we can definitely put in our cycle to look at and see if we come up with it. But otherwise, feel free to check us out on another day. I'm going to put this in chat for right now. But yeah, typically we do Monday nights, Thursday nights, and Sunday afternoons. However, we are adding Wednesdays to that at this point, which I haven't updated the schedule, and I know that, so I'm going to do that after the fact. But in terms of upcoming streams, we have Canarium on Wednesday, Belmont kind of continuing what he started with the HP Lovecraft Day. And then as well as Paper Mario on Thursday, I'm going to continue that up. It seemed to be some fun for some people on last Thursday, so come and check it out and see. Otherwise, we usually do Sunday Minecraft, so that's probably the one after that. And we'll see if any others show up in the meantime. Otherwise, have a great night, be safe, and we'll see you in the next stream. Bye-bye.